Greetings, programs. Happy Friday. It's me, 5XP, and we are here today to continue our adventure through the Elder Scrolls Betrayal of the Second Era board game from Chip Theory Games. Not sponsored or anything, so I'm getting honest opinions of it. Let's see, last time, let's do a rundown of what has happened so far. We started with the Undaunted quest. So the whole way this thing seems to be working is you get a sponsor, right? So the last one was the Undaunted. This time it's the Fighters Guild. So our patron being the Fighters Guild, that determines what quest you're going to be picking. Almost, you don't even get a choice. You get a choice on the sponsor, but then the quest is basically find a quest with the sponsor name underneath it. That's your quest. The starting quest we did last time was Curators of Chaos from the Undaunted. We finished that. Very choose your own adventure type of thing. So, if you do this, go to page this. If you do this, go to page this. We ended up, let's see, we had a choice. So we had a choice at the end of that last quest. It says, in session 1, choose one of the following options. If your reputation for keeping dangerous items out of the wrong hands lands you another job, select Black Marsh Fighters Guild quest for session 2. The other one was, if this mission leaves you itching to hunt down even bigger treasures, select Cyrodiil Undaunted quest for session 2. And then if we had another expansion, which is a nice plug for them to try to make me buy more, shame, do this one. So out of those two that we were able, we just chose to stick to the Black Marsh and do the Fighters Guild. So you grab the Black Marsh Compendium, Gazetteer. Find the first Fighters Guild quest, which is the Black Rose Brigade. So we'll read that here in a moment. Let's get back to my character, though. My character is an Argonian. So his special ability is that when he's attacked anytime in a clash, or I guess battle, so I guess it could be a delve, whatever, I can negate an attack against. All right, so that saves me quite a bit, but when to use it, I don't get to stack it. If I don't use it, it's gone. So I gotta remember that. So that's a 5 XP moment waiting to happen. All right, then I'm an archer, and I flipped it from novice to archer last session. So now I get the upgraded version. So instead of at the start of your turn, do damage to somebody within a range, now it's as long as I can see him, I can do 2 damage to him at the start of my attack. Yeah, that's an upgrade. And anything with, where's my marker? Here we go. Anything with a little checkered extension thing here was something that could be upgraded. It kind of gives you a little hint. It can be upgraded should you choose, or can you upgrade your class. So my archery is now, as long as I'm in this attack mode, this stance, there's a lot of stance dancing for other classes, not necessarily mine. I have an extra range, and range is determined by my number of stamina points. So I'm always able to shoot things 5 away, which is nice. Oops. This one is not upgraded, same thing. Heal hit points equal to the number of enemies within range, but that is now, I don't know if this counts for this range. I think that's just stamina. That's probably a table rule. Lethal arrow is upgraded, so I rolled 2 enemy die and do true damage based on the damage rolled, which is amazing. Hunter's discipline was also increased. So when a non-quest enemy is deployed, quest enemy. That's something we're going to deal with for the first time here today. And we'll get to that when we read the quest. So we actually have something new again. Venom arrows, roll 3 status die and apply them to targets, which is very similar to our class, or sorry, not our class, but I guess one of our skills. So we leveled up our bow skill, and now we have two snipe dice. Let's see, 1 acid spray dice, and I think we got arrow barrage. Yeah, we got arrow barrage. It was a big deal last time. So arrow barrage is pretty sweet. So we roll that, which has 4 sides of the die out of this. Deal 2 damage to the target, then choose to either roll it again, push your luck, and keep chucking. And then if we ever get this face, we have to stop. We have to resolve it. We're dealt 2 damage unless we drain all the other dice that we were rolling at the same time. Draining is the equivalent to exhausting in like too many bones. So they go away and you cannot use them anymore that battle. So you got to be smart. That means I'll fail that. Self-deprecating humor. All right, so if we look at the board, you can still see it in this way. So this die right here, this black one, we got from kind of an encounter on an unstable space. And what it did was it put a little kind of blocker on our character sheet down at that row. So if we ever want to expand into this row, we have to pull this die out and roll it. Do we roll it? Yeah, so we gain the status die. So that's not very fun. So we basically roll this status die and put it into our cooldown track. So it's kind of a penalty if we want to upgrade our character on that spot. So this is persistent, and note that persistent usually is for the session, but this one has that special wording that says you cannot get rid of it. You cannot get rid of it. So we're just going to slot it right there on our board. It's always there until we choose to upgrade. Let's see. What else was different? Like, we got a ton of experience. We didn't get any loot from our quest at the end of last session. We do get to keep our loot through the different quests. So a whole session, a whole campaign, let's call it a campaign. Our whole campaign of Elder Scrolls Betrayal: The Second Era is 3 quests. Your first quest, then you have like a pick your, conclusion-y kind of thing. Then you do a second quest. So your character stays the same loot, you heal up, your cooldown track expires, you get rid of all your tenacity, and you start wherever else, maybe it's a new map or something like that. But your character, your items, your class, everything stays the same. So that's why we have the same characters last time. And then the day and XP tracks, like those, the day resets to 1. The XP just is the same as what it was before. So you are continuing the same character, the same story. And then at the end of this quest, whether it takes 1 or 2 play sessions, whatever, we'll get another one of those things. Okay, well, if this is your session 2, then go to this end game. And then apparently in the end game, based on the keywords that we've accumulated, things get changed or altered in that end game scenario. And I don't know if the end game scenario is another whole quest, or if it's just a clash or a delve or some other kind of finality battle. No idea. We're going to find out possibly today. All right, let's read the oh well, let's do a little prediction here. Same as the last couple times. How many 5 XP moments are we expecting today? I feel like we're getting better at this game, but we're not quite there yet. So I think we've only had one moment last session that was a true 5 XP moment, where we needed 2 sky shards in the delve, but I remembered reading that, you know, if something else, you know, triggers, you have to get 3. That was for session 2. We were in session, that's so confusing. We were in quest 1, and so that needing a 3rd didn't count, didn't qualify. But we still kept going, trying to get a 3rd one, and went further and further than we should have. So, whoops. So how many 5 XP moments are we going to get? That's rule gaffs, things that I go, oh, but wait, no, he's got, no, 3 plus 1 plus 1 plus 3 plus 2 plus 2, yeah, and they need those moments. Those are 5 XP moments. All right, let's read this. Oh, and congrats to Sparkles for guessing the number. So yesterday's stream was guess the number, or get close to whoever's closest to the number gets a free sub for a month. Oh, Aziz. Oh, don't you do that, Aziz, today. Not today, buddy. Aziz is my fictional cameraman. All right, but the number was 37. And they got themselves a free Twitch sub for the month. So congrats. Congrats. We're gonna golf clap you. We're very impressed. I'm proud of you, or all of us. All right, so let's start. I mean, if you have any questions, concerns, comments, whatever, I'd say go watch the YouTube, you know, reruns of the first 2 gameplay sessions, but they're not there. Sorry. Not yet, not yet. I think I'm waiting for the conclusion of this to do a full edit, whether it's the full game or just see how it goes and then edit things down if necessary. So there's a lot of moments where I'm going, where is that rule? Doesn't exactly make for amazing YouTube replays, so we'll get there. All right. Let's see, Black Rose Brigade. It is session snapshot. So this is a complexity 3. So the last one was complexity 1. Okay. Session snapshot. Race a group of outlaws to Black Rose Prison and keep a prisoner inside the dungeon. Seems okay. Sure. All right, here's the flavor. Black Rose Prison, laments Hogfun. On any other day, we might be sent there to root out the criminals who have turned it into their fortress. The Nord pauses, choosing his next words deliberately as an official representative of the Stormhold Fighters Guild. But today there's an even greater threat held captive in their cells, and they have a reason to believe a rescue attempt will be made. While the blackguards who run this old prison are no allies to the guild, or to any self-respecting resident of Blackmarsh, our contract tells us things will only get worse if Xeric escapes. They have sent an envoy who awaits your arrival in Alton Coromont. He should be able to fill you in on the details. Okay, starting location, Stormhold. Last time we used... They have these... Let's see, let's switch this out. They have these little... kind of taupey, skeleton bony kind of chips that you're supposed to place on the mat. I find it really hard if I'm looking at this as a viewer on my Twitch or streaming, whatever. I find them hard to follow, so we're going to use these other chips to kind of represent destinations and quest markers and whatnot. So we will be blue, and we'll start in Stormhold. Let's see, Alton Coromont is there. We remember that, we were there last time. Special setup instructions. Set aside the quest unit Xeric. Here is quest unit Xeric. Now the regular baddies, there's probably not a baddie. It's probably not baddies in this game, it's something else. They're black border, they're black chips. So these quest ones, these special unique guys are white or off-white. So this guy's going to come into play somewhere. This is the guy that is in prison, I think we read. I think he's actually in prison. And we need to keep him there? Okay. So it just says set it aside. So, boom, set aside. Quest objective. Travel to Alton Coromont and complete a town encounter recommended by day 3. And if we do that, we will get 1 experience. So that is pretty simple. Where is the, what's it, Black Rose Prison? Let's take a look at that. Black Rose Prison is all the way down here. Of course, it wouldn't be a very long quest if it was up here. So let's put a target on that one. Black Rose Prison. If anything, just for a visual. Oh yeah, so when completed, go to page B, or whatever, quest B3. Alright, do you guys remember how to play? It's only been a week. I would hope you guys remember how to play. But for anybody new, it's done in phases. We do overland map phase, which is really quick, really easy. Let's see, you didn't tell me what the weather is. Usually it'll tell you the initial setting of the weather. So I'm just going to let it be sunny. Or should I pull a card? I'm wondering if I should just pull a card. Normally, at the end of the last day phase, you would have pulled a card that would tell you, like it would be a peaceful card, and down on the bottom would be a little symbol. And that symbol matches the symbol on the board. So that would, let's just call it. There, we pulled it. It's sunny. Sunny allows us to move 3 spaces overland, and any bad guy with the native keyword on their chip would get a special ability to remove dice in our active slots, which we're not even worried about that because of our class. So we do the overland phase, which allows us to move 3 hexes total. The eyes, well, these little eyes, those are peaceful encounters. The starbursts are unstable spaces, which we would have to roll a die to determine what we would find there. The little skull and sword clashes are clashes. So that's a battle map. We get a fun little battle. And battles are good. Battles are good because you get experience or whatever based on the card, but there's usually treasure all over the place. So battles are good. We want battles. For the most part. Right now, I love my gear. Let's talk about that for a moment. As an archer, I was very happy to see this one in a store, so I bought it. So this one is, while I'm in, ranged combat stance, I get this regular skill. So if my target is 3 or more hexes away, which as an archer, I can't hit anything adjacent. I can't, if I'm here, I can't hit anything directly around me. So this little, if they're 3 or more hexes away, well, that's pretty much everything. And then if I roll one of these white die on an attack with this bow, I automatically get to turn one of them to the 2. So that's great. So I'm keeping that one on my active slots. The helmet allows me, when I'm attacked, to pull the first die in my cooldown track back into, or back, ready it. My gloves are special because if I spend 2 tenacity, which is like bones and too many bones, so you don't get the die effect. If you get bone, this is the tenacity symbol. It's like a little circle hex thing. If you get 2 of those, you increase your tenacity to 2, and then I could spend 2 to remove a status die from my cooldown track and heal for 2. So that is a bonus. Healing in any other way is kind of difficult in this game, unless you have a skill. And then my pearl necklace. So I can, if I have 2 tenacity, I can spend it, and when resolving my recovery step, I get an additional die back for each legendary in my ready slots. I have 2 legendaries in my ready slots, so instead of recovering 2 dice, I could recover 4 dice if I spend 2 tenacity. So So I kind of want to have tenacity to spend on my turns. So anytime I get tenacity is good. And that, so if I want tenacity, if I need to farm tenacity, I can go to these unstable spots. And I think I will. So we do an overland, then we do the action based on the overland. So whether it's a town encounter, a clash, a peaceful card, then we finish the clash or whatever the card says. And then we do rewards phase. So any, depending on the card or whatever, we get stuff. If we could do anything successful or unsuccessful on an unstable spot, we get 2 tenacity. And then that's it. We sleep, we turn the day dials, we change the XP dial to whatever, new XP, and then we just start it all over again. So rinse and repeat. All right, so let's do it. I'm going straight to that unstable because I need to get myself some tenacity. All right. Does anybody remember what the heck that means? That's the first time we've gotten that on an overland. I know that's the town, right? That is the town. But I don't know what that means on the overland. All right, so trigger encounter, unstable. Oh, okay, so this is fun. This is a new one. So if and I keep saying it, but this rule book for this game is so good compared. I mean, I play a lot of board games and man, I read a lot of stinking rules. This one is top notch. Props to Chip Theory on this one. So the unstable landmark, if the result is a town, trigger a town encounter with the traveling caravan. Okay. So we have not done that yet. So that's in the Black Marsh Gazetteer, probably the first page, right? Traveling caravan. All right, I'll read the little blurb and then we'll get into the specifics here. So traveling caravan. The harsh weather and harsher environment, Black Marsh, make travel very difficult. As you rest your weary feet at this traveling caravan, you ponder the value of making some sort of dark bargain to reduce the difficulty of your journey. So while we're here, trouble brewing. Set the weather to flooding. Wah, wah, wah. Do not change the weather during today's activate province effect step. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. But still resolve the step for any other effects. Okay, yeah. So obviously, if we're here today, and it changes the weather, it doesn't just change it for this town encounter, right? It stays. Okay, so let's take a look at this. When you go to a town, right here will tell you what to populate for the store. So this one has 3 common, 2 legendary items. So let's populate that now. Now it does let you see what's in the store. We'll do a little window shopping before you use an action. You get 2 town actions. So before you spend a town action to go to the store, you can see what the heck's there. All right, let's see what we got. Alliance Spell Draft. So this one is a potion. Expend, roll a status die, and apply the rolled result to any unit in sight. All right. So the status die, boy, I'm telling you, they simplified this from Too Many Bones. So there's only one type of status die, and it is this. It has 6 different possible outcomes. Right. So you just roll that and put it down, and it has all negative effects. All right. So this is basically just throwing in a status effect on someone in sight. Okay. I want to see this. Cockadoodle Boo. Spectral Chicken. When you would gain a fear status die, you may add 1 hit point to this, pet to apply the die to a unit in sight instead. Once there are 3 hit points on this card, discard. So again, the mechanics for pets are they're nice, but they're temporary. All right. So the way they do that is they add chips to it, and when there are enough chips based on the card, so 3 it's no longer valued. There are ways to remove chips from pet cards so you can keep them longer. So that's a cool thing. So Cock-a-doodle-boo's actually, that's pretty neat. All right, but these have to be amazing for me to want to give up what I've got. Which one's this? This is another common. All right, I don't need to turn it over because it's right there. Common. Ooh, a maple bow. For this engage, increase your range by 1. Not really doing it for me based on my other bow. My other bow increases my damage. I already have really great range based on my archer class and my stamina stat. This one's would be great early on when I was chasing the upgrade from novice archer to master. That would have been a nice one. Right, here are legendary ones, and mammoth snout pie. So it's a consumable pastry. Discard this item and then heal for 4. Any hit point that exceeds is gained as bonus. So that's nice. You could even do it right now when you have full to go higher. So that's nice, but again, it's got to be amazing for me to get rid of the stuff I got. I feel like I've got a good setup. Glyph of Frost. And the way glyphs work is they enchant a specific type of something, a component on the board, whether it's an enemy, yourself, a loot pile, a tile, something. And then the effect happens, and then when the effect is over, it gets discarded. Enchant a tile in play. All enemies that start their turn on that tile can only move 1 hex during their movement step. So we had the similar one that really, really helped us last delve, like the end of our last adventure. So this was nice, but again, if there were more people, I think obviously if I wasn't soloing this, some of these would definitely get used, like the spell draft to status die a bad guy, the spectral chicken. I think those would get pulled, or any of them. So if I were interested in any of those, I could take a town action, take one of those cards, and then, play with my inventory. I have 2 items in my secondary, my unused slots. So I've got a full accompaniment, I believe, at the moment. I think it's 4 and 2. I don't think I can go any bigger. Somebody can rule check me on that one. Leave it in the comments if you see me making a 5 XP moment, or a rule mistake, a gaffe. Yeah, dude, throw it in the comments. I don't. You can't embarrass me on rule mistakes. I've been there. I've done that. All right, so I'm not gonna worry about that. We've got trainers available. So when you go to a town, you're supposed to shake the trainer bag up and draw, I think, 5 tokens. Uno mas. All right, you draw 5 tokens from the trainer bag, and any that don't match. So basically, if let's say the blue was grayed out, then I would have to take this blue and this blue away because there are no magic trainers in this town. Then I would have to draw up to 2 more to match the icons. But this one has everything. Everything stays. So if I wanted to add a skill line to my board, this is when I would choose. I could spend one of my town actions to pick one of those skill lines to fill the empty. I have 2 empty slots. Of course, one has a lot of potential, but is blocked by that status die. And the other one has hardly any potential, but is free. So if I might just want to get 1 or 2 dice from another skill, then so be it. I believe the skill we got Destruction Staff, Heavy Armor, Chalice. I'm kidding. It's Speech, Healing, and Sword and Board, like one hand. Or is that defensive? Or Sword and Board single-handed? I think single-handed. I really don't see the need to get any of those additional skill lines right now. The only other one I could think of that I would be interested in might be Daedric Summoning. That's the one that does damage to the things adjacent to me, which obviously as a range guy, doing damage adjacent would be preferable. But again, we have to go back to this bit right here. My chips are on it. This is the stance area of your character sheet. So we have magic, ranged, two-handed, no wait, one-handed, two-handed, and defensive. So on my turn, I have to choose what stance I'm in, which affects my abilities. So if we go onto these cards, you'll see the only time I can use my bow skills or roll bold dice are when I'm in ranged stance. Acrobatics, I can do it in any stance since there's not a symbol. So I would have to stance dance from one to another to use magic. I'd have to be in magic stance to do magic. You know, then I'd have to jump to, you know, one-handed or defensive to use this. I'm not really sure I want to do that. Right? Speech would be cool. You know, that's, I believe, a way to like yell at your enemies or negotiate with passerbys or merchants, something like that. I could maybe see getting the speech one for this and maybe getting like 1 or 2 die. I mean, this game is not, you know, like Kingdom Death, where you are blind to what the heck is going on or what your options are. They want you to look through the gazetteer and the different spell options. They want you to see all this stuff. So on speech, intimidating presence, remember the keyword is, this D is drain. So when I roll it and use it, it's gone. Like it's off the sheet. I can't use it anymore until the combat's over. So it does not get put in my cooldown track or anything like that. So let's see, we've got a combine the values of all intimidating presence dice rolled. Okay, so that's saying there are 3 of them that you can buy. And then remove an adjacent non-quest enemy with hit points equal to or less than this value from the battle. It is not considered defeated. So if you're doing a quest that says you need to defeat so many enemies, that wouldn't really come into play. Let's see. But I like this as an option. So I might grab speech. All right. We'll see what else is going on here. We got combine the values of your die. Will dice roll disengage? Choose an adjacent enemy with level equal to or less than the value. This unit becomes a companion controlled by you. At the end of the round, this unit becomes an enemy again. Okay, that's pretty neat too. Authority. So the Baldur's Gate, you know, 3 dice is combine the values of all the dice rolled in this engage. A single adventurer may gain tenacity equal to or less than the value. Reduce the tenacity level for each hex of distance between you and that person. So this is, no, wait, oh man, so this could be a really good die to grab, to instantly grab tenacity, to then use on your class sheet, like my archer, as a way for me to immediately do healing or lethal damage or true damage or, dang, okay. I think speech is going to be my choice here. Oh, okay, so there's not... Oh, they're all level 1 die. And there is no level 2, 3, or 4. Okay, I have to look at this here. Before adventurers spend any tenacity to resolve a social check, adventurers with the available speech skill dice in their attribute slots. Okay, so that's this. So I have currently two acrobat die in my attribute slot, right? So instead of resolving the effects of the rolled results, the numeric values count toward the party's social check, reducing the amount of tenacity that must be spent to succeed. Okay, yep. All right, there we go. That's just telling me I should probably grab speech. We're not there yet, though. All right, so these are the 5. All right, then we have an inn. There is no inn. Inns are very important when you need to get rid of your cooldown track and heal chips. We don't need to do that. There's our first stinking day. Quest board, which means we can pull 2 quests. Choose one if we want. The guild kiosk is closed. What, pray tell? is our guild action this time. Right. Fighters Guild. The Fighters Guild trains and organizes mercenary soldiers across Tamriel, regularly taking on contracts that benefit both its pockets and the public. Its large roster is endlessly busy with providing security, hunting monsters, and more. So it says, this party focuses on a wild variety of battle-heavy quests. The guild kiosk action for the Fighters Guild would be, for your guild kiosk town action, spend 1 saved experience to train any, let's see, train any like combat, which is the red one, which is this one, type of skill line from the trainer bag. So let's say we wanted the heavy, oh, I can't see it. Let's say we wanted the heavy armor, right? But it wasn't one of the ones that was pulled. So we could just say, okay, I'm gonna go to the guild kiosk, pull the heavy armor out, regardless if it was active. However, we can't do that. The guild kiosk is closed. All right, then we have a town square and an alchemy station. So if this potion was used, the only way to refill it is at an alchemy station. You don't discard the card when it's used, like other games. It's empty. All right, the town square says Dark Pact. Clear your cooldown track, heal to full, gain 3 tenacity. Well, that's all good things. Then move a random level 10-20 enemy from its enemy bag and place it in the level 1-5 enemy bag. That's basically taking a super duper baddie and putting it into the lower baddie's bag. Gain the following persistent effect. If the level 10-20 enemy is drawn from the level 1-5 enemy bag, it is treated as a level 1-5 enemy when subtracting from the enemy points, like the total baddie points of the counter. At the end of the battle in which it was deployed, it is returned to the 10-20 bag and loses this effect. So I can heal up, but it's going to cost me potentially, right? That's a risk I'd take if I were in need of a cooldown wipe. Because the inn is closed, so you can't use an inn action, you would have to use the Dark Pact. All right, well, definitely, I'm feeling so early in the game that I'm going to go ahead and train up speech. So I'm going to take 1 town action and grab speech. I'm going to put that in my stamina slot because I'm kind of feeling that I'm not going to need that many of them. Or, because it's a cumulative thing, right? It's an addition thing. So the more I have, the better it is. So I may want to put it here, which means I have to trigger this effect. So what are the options? What could I possibly roll here? We have Bane, which deals true damage at the start of my turn. And since it would be placed first in my cooldown track, it's going to get wiped really early, I believe. So I'm not too worried about that. Blind. This unit considers all units to be opposing units. If this unit engages, it can only target the strongest adjacent unit. Ooh, that wouldn't be that good. Actually, I'll be bad guy anyway because I'm solo. No problem. Daze. This unit cannot roll dice on the same turn it moves. I don't like that one. Fear. The effect of this unit's non-combat skills are ignored. Ouch. Maim. When this unit rolls combat skill dice, the total damage rolled is reduced by half, then rounded down. Don't like that one. Stealth. This unit can only be targeted by opposing units that were adjacent. Well, that's good. So there is 1 out of 6 things is good. This unit can only be targeted by opposing units that were adjacent to it at the start of its current turn. After this unit deals damage, the die is removed. So that could give me a quick out. I don't know, what do you guys think? Am I going to need a lot of speech or a little speech? I definitely feel like I will be getting another acrobat. So I feel like maybe I should just put it on this bottom slot tray here. I don't know what I'm going to have here. I could maybe never put anything here. I don't want to handcuff myself too much later on, right? All right. Well, let's go ahead and put speech, because it's all about the hit points. So if I have only 1 or 2 die, what's the maximum on a speech die? 2. That would limit me to 4. 4 would, I could immediately defeat, if I roll 2 2s and I have 2 dice, I would be able to get, 4 points of a baddie to disappear, or to become, oh, look at this, a 4 and a 5. Okay, that significantly changes that. And then authority. I would only need maybe 2 dice on authority. Yeah. I think I might switch this just to the 2. Right? Right? What do you guys think about that? Put in a lot? Like, expect to use a lot of speech? Or only a little speech? So my bow skill's up here. Stamina, which, deals with my movement and range of my weapons, is here. My magicka, which I can untrain magic. If I want to, I can just get rid of magic. If I think I'm never going to use magic, I can get rid of that. Which, at this point, I don't think I'm going to use magic. Which would then free up trips here, 3 slots here. Alright, we're going to go down here. Boom. Alright, so now we roll this. I'm blind. Let's reread that one. Blind. This unit considers all units to be opposing units. If this unit engages, it can only target the strongest adjacent unit. Now I'm going to go back to that card. Now I want to make sure I'm doing this card correctly here, because I have a feeling it might be, with that whole persistent-y stuff, might be a little bit more painful. When an adventurer would train a stat or skill in that slot, they gain 2 light fatigue. Yeah, I knew there was more to it. Gain 2 light fatigue, and they also gain the status die. Once the last adventurer gains this status die, discard this card. This persistent is not discarded at the end of a session. Yeah, okay. So I am blinded. I gain 2 light fatigue, and the blind. Alright, I think there are worse things. Especially when you first start a mission, you could potentially be too far away to care. Alright, now the other thing I wanted to do was go back to this quest. Do I have to do the town action in Ultra Cormont, or can I do it now? Travel to Alton Cormont and complete a town encounter. Yeah, there. Okay. So I get 1 more. I think we're going to grab 2 quests. Let's see what we got. How about vaulting through the sky? A wood elf wizard asks you to test a new spell that she thinks will revolutionize travel across Tamriel. Once per overland phase, an adventurer with at least 3 trained restoring light. Oh, yeah, she ain't got time for magic. So that's not going to work for us, because we do not have 3 trained restoring light or light armor skill dice. So yeah, let's do that. And that's another flick battle. So that's, you're paying you're playing a skill test. So that literally is a skill test. Right? You're playing caroms, right? You're just flicking checkers across the board. So that's not going to work. All right. Scourge of the Underworld. You take on a contract to hunt down a ne'er-do-well. I love ne'er-do-wells who have been terrorizing local granges. It's likely this contract will make you a prime target for highwaymen of all sorts. During each of your battles after enemies are deployed, flip all level 1 bandit... Yikes. Flip all level 1s to level 5s of that type. And adjust their hit points to their new health stat. After a marauder is defeated, place it on this card instead of defeated enemy stack. During your next town encounter in which 5 marauders are on this card, complete this quest. Each adventurer may take a free shop action if the town has a shop. Gain 1 XP during the day's reward phase and the keyword Underworld Disarray. If you are on a Thieves Guild quest, you also pocket the goods the marauders had on them. Draw 1 common item for each marauder on this card and distribute them. I don't know if I want this one either. This one's gonna make it intentionally difficult. More difficult. I'm not a thief. I don't know if I like this one. Flipping all band. Now I have to assume. I'm gonna cheat a little bit. No, I'm not. I want to just grab a sample size out of this bag. And I'm looking for bandit keywords. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right. Out of the 8 I grabbed, 6 are bandits. I don't like this card. I don't think I'm going to do this card. I don't think I purposefully want to make my life more difficult. Now, if I was on a Thieves Guild, okay, come on, Aussies. If I were on a Thieves Guild quest, I would do that because loot is fun, right? All right, so screw that. And now where are we? So I can choose to not take any of them if I don't want. I think we're done, right? So that town encounter is over. Any unused items go back in the trainer bag. All these items that I didn't choose go back of the bus. Their stacks. And then, now I gotta go to the cheat sheet. Reward phase. So it was a unstable roll, so I get 2 tenacity. Booyah. Alright, I don't get any experience. Don't get any rewards. No items. No achievements. So then I could go untrain. So now I could potentially I could get rid of this magic slot. But I'm gonna wait. I don't need to yet. So I'm gonna wait. Track quests. End of day. Activate province effect. Which it's flooding based on the caravan thing, right? So we're flooding, which means we can only move 1 space next turn, which is fine, because we're going to get to that town. Let's see. Adventurers rest. Heal adventurers. So I'm still on the intro level difficulty. So on this step, the adventurer rest step, I would gain 2 hit points and remove 2 dice from my cooldown track. And then that's it. That's it. Then we do it again. So now we're on day 2. And so the day changes. And we do it again. We look at the overland. We're flooded. We're going to move 1 space. I'm kind of tempted to instead just go over to this attack. Right? Because we need to be here. It says recommended by day 3. But I want to get more experience. And the way we would figure out the enemy points for this battle, we look at our experience. We're at 18. So we'd get a level 10, a level 5, and 3 level 1s in a clash. So that seems rather difficult, but I don't have experience. I would like to get some experience before I go here. So we're going to do it. We're going to move that 1 step over to that clash. Do a battle. Being as we are completely healed up and whatnot, why not? Alright, so we go to the battle spot. We draw the first battle card, which is Black Market Economics. Though its operations are a nuisance to lovers of law and order, the Thieves Guild has earned its place as a Tamriel institution. Most authorities tolerate its presence in exchange for the guild keeping thievery and illicit activities at acceptable levels. One of the guild's best-known traditions is its members' habit of leaving unneeded stolen goods in thieves' troves throughout the countryside. Today, however, you've stumbled upon a misguided do-gooder. Ooh, not a ne'er-do-well? Darn do-gooders. Who has gathered several of the troves together in order to destroy this valuable network of mutual, if criminal, aid. You'd vastly prefer to keep the troves in circulation. Would I? Would I? All right, this is a general encounter. So this is not a Black Marsh specific one. Okay. I have two choices. So neither are red. Remember, red matters when we're on unstable spots. If you can reap the benefits, all the better. So both give 2 experience. That's the little spark on the right. Add a level 5 enemy to the stack and deploy it last. Adventurers may ignore 1 digit of their choice on all lockpick checks during this. Okay, I like that. That makes lockpicking easier without getting fatigue. All right, then we have, or fight first, treasure later. Carry out the clash with no modifications. Okay. I don't think I need help on any of the treasure picks. So if you notice, none of them are legendary. This is garbage. So they're all just common. That crap. And then of course, if there were 3 or more players, then we'd have extra stuff, but we don't. So wow, disappointing. What do you think? What do you think, crew? So this one goes right there. And we have, like I said, 18 points of baddies. So if we chose the reap the benefits, if we wanted to loot easier, we could add a level 5. After the 18 points have been distributed, we add 5 more, a level 5 specifically. I don't think I want to do. I don't need that. This loot stuff doesn't look like stuff I'm gonna care about anyway. Because I need Legos. I need legendaries. Right. All right. Go into the bag. And we have to go to the 10 first. Grabbing a level 10. Okay. Level 10 troll. That's a lot of health. That's a lot of attack and a lot of damage reduction. All right, then we got a level 5. That's a toughie. Of course, it's a level 10. It should be tough, right? All right, our level 5 is a skeever with rot and rush. Rush means if it can't hit me, it's going to move again on its turn. Let's get 2 movements. Rot, I cannot remember. Rot is after this unit is defeated, that adventure gains 1 over fatigue. That's not too. All right, we got a level 1 Wood Elf Bandit with dodge, which is, I think, if I roll any blanks or tenacity, then he gets to dodge 1. Oh, I don't like this guy. Breton Bandit with steel. And then we get again with Bane. Bane is does true damage. Let's see. So steel. When this unit determines a target, roll a d6. If the result is higher than or equal to their current hit point, the target discards a non-consumable item from a ready slot. I don't like that at all. All right, let's deploy the suckers. So this guy was first. So he's going to go on the number 1. Dude has stinking 8 health. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's a tower of power right there. Then we've got the skeever was next. He's going to go on the 2 slot. 5 health. 2 slot is over here. The bandit was next. 5 health. It's going to go on the 3 spot. It's this guy. 4 health, and he's going to go on the 4 spot. And that's Spriggan. Oof. Oh, man. So the Spriggan's going to be doing true damage. And that's the thing that... Or he's going to be baning me. He's not going to be walking up. He's just going to bane me from a distance. This looks a lot harder than I really want it to be. I'm going to start my butt way the heck back. Because I'm blind. Because of this. I need this gone. So, alright, there we go. That's the start. The Clash has no modifications. Oh, right. Not that I really care about these, but we do have the stash. What is it? Here and here. They are everywhere. Yeah, let's put you right there. Right there. All right. So, combat. Round 1. Starts with me. And at the start of my turn, if I'm in archer stance, I do 2 damage to an enemy in sight. That would be nice, but I think the fact that I'm blinded might prevent that, because I consider all units to be opposing units. If this unit engages, it's technically not an engage. It can only turn or target the strongest adjacent unit. This is not an engage action. So, you know what? I'm gonna take it. 2 points to somebody in sight. Now, I'm gonna say I cannot see these 2 guys. So, you know what? Looks like I'm gonna change my decision on where to start. I'll start there so I can target everybody. You can't see that, but I'm just right off the screen in the middle. I'm gonna do 2 damage to that stinking, the only guy that I can do 2 damage. So we have 1 damage reduction, 1 damage reduction, 2 damage reduction, 0 damage reduction, 1 damage reduction. I'm gonna take 2 off of this guy. Just because I'm maximizing my destruction. Alright, so, on my turn, I can move, I can engage, I can do a class action once per ability. So if I have a bunch of tenacity, I can do a bunch, but I can only do 1 of each. And explore, but that's on delves only. So, right now, I don't think moving is a very good idea. I can't engage anybody because I'm blind. I might just go for that Spriggan, though. And getting far away from this stinking thief over here might be a good idea. Alright, so I can move 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then, now that I can actually do damage to an adjacent, I'm gonna roll. I can roll up to 4 dice because of my stamina stat. I think I'm going to roll combat-y stuff. Spriggan has 1. Okay, I think I'm gonna try to kill that Spriggan. So I think I'm gonna roll all my combat dice, all my punchies, and see what that can do. I also have 1 more die that I can throw. I'm looking specifically at my acid spray die. So it says select up to 3 targetable enemies. That's enemies within range that are, I guess technically it's anything within 5. So not targetable with a ranged attack. So not the Spriggan. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I can target everything. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, I can target everything. So I think I'm going to throw my acid darts. Important because I can get 3 targets. If I roll 7 or higher, then they're going to get a Bane, which is true damage, which ignores those stinking damage reductions. All right, here we go. These are the 4 I'm rolling. Wish me luck. All right, the white die are all going towards the Spriggan. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. You know what? I have a reroll banked for the stream or for the, on the channel. I think I'm gonna go ahead and do that because I really want to get rid of that Spriggan. All right, I gotta get rid of that thing. Hold on. All right, that was again Sparkles. Mark is complete. And again, grant Sparkles for winning your sub. All right, so here we go. Rolling again. All right, well, again, not the best. So these 2 get me 1 tenacity each. Oh, I almost 5 XP'd. I can't roll this. I can't roll that because I'm blind. So the only targetable person is the one in front of me. So I guess I do have a... Oh man, I marked that complete. Wah, wah, wah. Okay. Alright, well I just redeemed a reroll and didn't use it. So I do 1 damage to the Spriggan. It has a damage reduction of 1. Does absolutely stinking nothing. I gain 2 tenacity. Now I think I'm gonna have to use this somehow. Let's see. I think I'm gonna try that lethal arrow. Oh, but the only person I can use it on is a Spriggan, and that is not targetable. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I think I'm stuck here. That is too bad. All right. Bad guy turn. And we have to go with the top number first, right? So the troll's going to go first. It has to get to me. It is going to go up and around. Each bad guy moves 2. It's not a ranged bad guy, so that stops there. Where's the 5? He's going to move 2. 1, 2. But he also has rush. So he's going to try to get... He's going to move again, trying to get to me. All right, now we can do the 1s in any order. Let's move this guy. 1, 2. Let's move this guy. 1. He's in range. He's going to roll 1 bad guy combat die against me. 1 damage. I am targeted by my engage, so my helmet allows me to recover 1 die. That's my status die, so now I'm no longer blinded, but I take that damage. Wah, wah, wah. Okay, and now the Spriggan is going to bane me. And I'm trying to figure out, does the Spriggan, who is a range of 2, does he back up? This is something we haven't come across yet, so we gotta reach into the enemy targeting rule book here. Enemy step and substeps. How about that? 64. Let's see if it's right where I want it to be. Here we go. Determine target. If an enemy must move, it first determines destination hex. Yeah. I'm looking for an enemy that has a range. I feel like this guy would move out. Right, so it doesn't want to be next to me. It wants to be 2 away from me, and he's gonna bane me. Fantastic. Fantastic. Not fantastic. All right, well, that's it for the bad guys, though, right? So on my turn, I recover 2, unless I want to spend tenacity to recover all 4. Because at the start of my turn, I take my true damage. All right. So the thing, it started the turn. Now it's recovery. So I can get 2 regular, or I can use my pearl necklace to get 2 more back, or I can use my sea giant gloves. So I get 2 back, right? 2 combat back. Then I can use my 2 tenacity to remove a status die from my tray and heal for 2. So I spend my 2 tenacity, get my 2 health chips back, and I get rid of my Bane. I like that. That seems good. Alright, now my whole thing is I need to stay away from these guys so I can use my bow actions. I think the only way I do that is by rolling acrobat dice. I think I need to be able to dip, dive, you know, duck, dodge, and dodge. But at the start of my turn, I get to pick one target within range to do 2 damage to. And unfortunately, that is still... that means now this guy is not targetable because he's adjacent. So I'm going to basically do 1 damage to any of the bandits, the Spriggans, and whatnot. Let's do the Spriggan. Let's do 1 damage to the Spriggan. I hate that Bane. All right, now I'm going to roll both acrobat die and 2 more other things. I might want to move first. I do not need the loot. I don't really want the loot, unless, of course, this guy steals it from me. I don't need any loot. So I just need to do a bunch of damage. That troll is going to hit me this turn pretty much no matter what, unless I can find a way to force him to, like, have to move around things. And I think that is right here. So 1, 2, 3, 4. If I'm here, then he has to move there or there. But then I'm going to be adjacent to these 2 guys. And I think I'm okay with that, except he's going to steal something if he rolls high enough. Crap! Alright, here's the thing. I'm going to attack this guy, the bandit, the stealing, thieving bastard. I'm going to attack him now, and then I'm going to move adjacent to him. So I need to shoot through his damage reduction. I need to use 1 of these to automatically do 2 damage to him, which means I'm probably not going to get this. I think I'm going to have to wait on these because I need to do damage. I will go ahead and do that one. Alright, so if I roll this, this needs to hit something. This will be automatically turned to a 2 based on my bow card. This card right here. This I want to do true damage to the troll and the Spriggan and the Skeever probably. And then this just gives me more movement, you know, for the rest of the combat. But we are on round 2. Good luck to me. So the target is the Breton Bandit. Alright, so this is actually not bad. So this automatically gets turned to the 2, which is there. That, by just hitting with this, it reduces his damage reduction by 1. So I do 3 damage to the Breton Bandit. So that was these 2. I want to slot this one last so it stays in my cooldown track the longest, because as long as this is in my cooldown track, I'm going to move 3 spaces at the start of my turn. This just says now I can target 3 targets and roll dice to see if I give them a Bane. Where are those loot dice? So I have to roll 2 dice each target. If I roll higher than a what was it? Higher than a 7, a total of 7 or higher, cumulative, then they will get baned. All right, so we're doing the Breton Bandit first. Ah, I needed one more. Darn. All right, we're doing the Troll. Ah, I needed one more. We're doing the Spriggan. There we go. I got 8 on the Spriggan. So the Spriggan's going to get baned. How do you like that? Bane for Bane. And now I'm going to move. I don't get my acrobat movement. I just get my regular movement. Now this son of a gun is going to kill me unless I can find some way. See, actually, that might change. That will change probably what I'm doing. I do not want any of my stuff stolen. I really do not. That's no good. So I can either avoid the troll or I can avoid everybody else. So the Spriggan's going to get me if I move towards the troll. The troll's going to get me. So I'm going to get baned and I'm going to get 3 dice rolling against me. But I will also be able to recover a die. 2 die from that. And then the other guys, the Skeever, the Wood Elf Bandit, and the Breton Bandit will not be able to get to me. I think I'm just gonna have to do that. I really don't want my loot stolen. I think that's the I gotta do that. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, we're moving back to the start position. And then it's bad guy turn. Troll goes first. Hi. He's rolling 3. Now, I might have to use my Argonian ability here and avoid all this damage should he come up with some stinking triple cherries on his slot machine here. 3 damage. Alright, so I'm targeted by an engage. I get a die back. Oh, man. And he's the native, so he takes away my active slots, but I don't have any active slots. 3 damage. Is that enough to use my ability to negate the damage? Is that enough? I'm not sure it is. It gives me another turn, basically. Oof. You know, I think... man, because it doesn't kill me. I have a chance to get that back. I think I'm going to take it. Oh, I know, I hate that feeling. But I think I am going to take it. Because I'm going to get true damaged. I'm going to have to... Oh my gosh, this is... Okay, no, I have to use my Argonian ability to cancel that damage. Otherwise, I think I'm getting too close to being destroyed too early in this. And so he hits me. I super duck dodged. The Skeever is going to move 1, 2, 1, 2. The Steely Bandit is going to move 1, 2. Now that helps me because this guy's going to take his true damage. Because as long as I do the higher numbers first, then it doesn't matter what order I do the little guys. I'm going to have the other bandit move in. And then I think these guys, can they move through each other? I don't think they can. I think they have to move around, right? Whoops, going back to the rule book. I think that was the same page, 64, enemy movement. If an enemy must move, a person determines a destination hex to move to. So, okay. It must be the closest hex where at least one targetable unit would be, yep, okay. To be an eligible destination hex, each hex between the enemy and its destination must be unoccupied. After the enemy determines its destination hex, it moves along those hexes. It moves even if it cannot reach the destination hex with its movement this turn. When the enemy moves, it ends its movement immediately after it moves into the destination hex, even if it would move additional hexes. If there are multiple destination hexes possible, the enemy instead moves toward the closest opposing unit, even if it's untargetable. If there are multiple closest unit, the enemy moves towards the priority one based on the chip. All right, so he cannot move through. So oh damn. So he's kind of still going to target me, isn't he? Ding, darny, darn, darn. So I'm going to get a Bane. And I'm going to have to hope I get a Tenacity to use my gauntlets, aren't I? Alright, well, start of my turn. I take a true damage from Bane. I do 2 damage to a targetable guy. Alright, I could either kill the bandit with steel, or I can do 2 damage to the wood elf bandit. Or I can do 1 damage to the skeever, or 1 damage to the spriggan. Good question. I think I'll probably get rid of the Breton bandit, just because I can't deal with that stealing my stuff crap. All right, the thief is gone. That was my archer ability. Do 2 damage to a target beginning of my turn. And then I can move. We're still at the start of my turn, right? So I took my true damage, did my damage. I can move 3 more than I normally do. So 3. Acrobatics is, while this dies on your cooldown check, you may move up to 3 hexes at the start of your turn. I think I will. So 1, 2, 3. Now that eliminates any ranged targets this turn. At least those, sorry, these 2 as ranged targets if I choose to attack first. I think I might continue my movement down to here, which is basically going to say, take thatsies. So I move. Everybody's still a valid target because of my range. But let's start eliminating some people. All right. Oh, I forgot to recover. Recover 2. Let's barrage that troll, maybe? Well, I think it might be late. I think the troll is the last guy that we're going to go after, isn't it? Let's get rid of the Spriggan that keeps doing true damage to us. So we're going to roll 1. We're going to definitely roll this one for my bow. We are going to... I think that's all I want to do. Because if I can get rid of... Actually, I'll tell you what, I'm going to use 1 more and hope that I get some tenacity from it. And I think we're going to save that one. All right, we're only rolling 3 dice. Now we could roll 4, but we're only rolling 3. All right. Here we go. This is on the Spriggan. Boom. All right, that's all I needed right here. So 1 die, and now this attack ignores damage reduction. 1 more damage. That's 2 damage. Bye-bye, Spriggan. No more Bane. And I got a tenacity. So all these are going to get slotted. Now, can I do anything with 1 tenacity? That is negatory. Nope, I can do nothing with 1. All right, so now we have a nice relaxing finish here, where on their turn he moves 2, he moves 2, he moves 2. Oh, that's it. You guys are worthless. And that's it for that turn. And so I think we're on 4 now. Now, if you guys remember, this matters. This turn thing matters. It's trying to make sure that the game doesn't get bogged down into risk, where the micro movements are just taking everything. So when we get to the 6th round, every character is going to take an over fatigue, which is not great, and 1 true damage. Everything on the board's taking, basically the water level's rising. Every round that we start with this, the water level's rising, and then the person with the highest chip stack's going to win because they're going to be above water, basically. All right, so we're on 4. Start of my turn. I take a stinking true damage because of that stupid Bane being in my cooldown track. It doesn't go away. It stays there. All right. I get 3 movement at the start of my turn. I think we're just going to be running back and forth. I think I'm just going to be running back and forth on the board. So bad. All right, then I recover. Okay, so I no longer get my free movement. I get my darts back. What is to do here? I think I might have forgotten to get my free recovery. Dang it, there's another 5 XP. Chalk it up. 5 XP moment. Tally market. Then we got... I can either move... Actually, I think what I'm going to do is... I'm going to shoot at the troll. So shoot at the troll. Or maybe the skeever. No, shoot at the troll. Actually, he would have moved here, wouldn't he? Actually, that would have made a difference. So if I'm here... No. Let's keep it the same. This gives the skeever could, if it can't attack me after 1 movement, it moves twice. That's part of his abilities. I'm going to use this one. I'm actually going to go ahead and roll the acid one again. I'm going to roll the move through and heal or move through and damage one. And let's get the movement one again. Actually, so this, the troll's probably not the best person to use this on because his damage reduction is so high. We'll go after the skeever right now. All right, the skeever's the main target of this one. That's really stinking good. Oh, I'm golf clapping that one. Oh, that's a good one. All right, so we do 1 damage to the skeever, ignoring its damage reduction. So slot that one. We now move, when we move through, which we can now move through, that's what this is. We can move through, and everything we move through takes 2 damage. And we also now move 5 at the beginning of our turn. And now I can do my darts to the skeever and the troll. So I'm going to put this one first, because I want these to last as long as possible on my cooldown track. Where are my dice? All right, we are acid targeting the troll first. Oh, I need a 7. Come on. No, 6. That's not good enough. All right, the skeever. Well, that's very good, sir. So the skeever's going to get a Bane. Bane is true damage. That's why I wanted it on the troll, because that stinking damage reduction he has is pretty hefty. Now, I'm going to take a moment. We're going to pause here. It's 11:30. We've been playing for an hour. Plus I got an ad coming. So look at the size of my stinking cooldown track. I'm going to take 1 more true damage because I don't have any tenacity to avoid it. That's not good, but I am going to be able to get the heck out of dodge All right, so I'm gonna move my, this was my 3 movement from the die. I'm gonna take my 4 movement now and get the heck out of there. So they're just gonna run. I'm kiting them like crazy. All right. So when I get back, it'll be the start of round 5. Oh, let's just do it, right? So 1, 2. He takes his 1, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, and then he moves. 1, 2 should be here. All right, when we come back, we'll start round 5. Awesome. All right, we'll see you guys in just a few. Thanks for watching. Hold tight. We'll be back. All right, today I'm not doing any of my usual, like, calisthenics. No push-ups, no sit-ups, no jumping jacks, and breaks. I've got a tournament game tonight, and I'm not spending a single calorie for doing anything outside. Like, just my mental calories for this, which we know how many stinking mental calories I'm using. Nah, man. Anyway, everybody, thank you guys so much for tuning in today. My name's 5XP. I'm doing board games on Fridays, video games on Wednesdays and Thursdays, and mini painting on Tuesdays. At the moment, that's the current schedule. Could always change. I'd love to see you. Thanks for joining. And where we were was round 5, the start of round 5. This is our last normal round before we start doing fatigue rounds, and that troll is looming heavy. All right. Oh, and I made a mistake last time, didn't I? I'm going to rewind just a hair. So this guy was here. Skeever was here. This guy was here, I think. Actually, too late. Too late for 5 XP moments there. I was going to say I forgot about my moving through and doing damage. I probably could have used that on my escape route somehow. But I think we're fine. All right. It's the start of my turn. I take a Bane, my last one. It's annoying. I'm down to 2 hit points. I do not like. All right, but I do have a way to get him back if I can just get some tenacity. I do not have tenacity. I can do 2 damage at the start of my turn. I'm going to do that to this guy. Then, let's see. Then I can do 2... I can move 5 from this and do 2 damage to anything I walk through. Now, does that avoid damage reduction? Does that just go? I think that's the biggest thing that I'm still unclear about. My archer skill is not an engage. Do the bad guys still get to use their damage or their defense in a non-engage thing? It's not true damage. It doesn't specifically say true damage. So if you guys know, chime in. Let me know. I love you guys lurking. Yeah, you can stay lurking all you want. But if you have knowledge, hit me with it. Hit me with that knowledge. And the acrobat is, so while this die is in my cooldown track, you may move through enemies after moving, deal 2 damage to each enemy you move through. So yes, it's still, without the word true, I think I just do, 1. So I get 5. 1, 2, no sense moving through the troll because he's got a 2 damage reduction. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to here. Would that make sense? Let's 1, 2, 3, 4, 4. Let's move to here. All right, that does 2 damage to the elf. He gone. Bye-bye. Does 2 damage to him, but he has 1 damage reduction. And then I get to recover 2. That does not leave me. Now, I have not moved. I have not engaged. I have not done any of my class actions. So I have a full turn. Yeah. But it does not leave me with many options. The skeever and the troll are the only bad guys left. I only have... So I could go after the skeever with a regular attack. But that stinking troll will outlast me, right? If I don't get him down, he will outlast me, and I feel like I need to roll dice. So I'm just thinking about when the water level rises here, so to speak, when this goes to a fatigue round. The skeever and I are neck and neck. If I don't get tenacity to heal, the skeever and I are going to die at the same time, and that troll will stay, which means he wins. So I think I need to go full on troll killing, which means rolling everything I can, including my barrage dice, which has a chance to make all 3 of these drained. Oh, that's rough, but I feel like I've got to do it. So the thing we want to avoid is this icon right there. Needs to not show its face. Now I have a reroll banked, that one we chose not to use. All right, so here we go. This is my regular attack on the troll. Oh, come on, baby. Oh, I got a tenacity on it. All right. There are worse things. There are worse things. I'm going to just choose not to use that one. Oh, I do need a tenacity, though, don't I? I think I might have to bank that. All right. So we're going to take that tenacity. That gives us 2. All right. So we now, if I choose, I can burn my tenacity for Hawkeye. That's heal for 2. So heal for each enemy, within range, which is everything. So that would give me 2. That would give me above the skeever, which then I would be able to outlast him. I think that's what I got to do. So otherwise, I can roll 2 enemy combat die to do true damage to the... Okay, all right. We'll wait on this. We'll see how much damage I can do to the troll. One of these gets turned to a 2. So I'm doing 1, 2, 3, 4 damage, avoiding 1 of his damage, so I only do 3. That's not awful. 3 on a troll, That leaves him with 5. That's, man, I have every die that I have is in my stinking cooldown track. That's rough. All right, now is when I need to figure out if I'm using that tenacity or not, and how I'm using it. Here it is. What do you guys think? I only have 2. Accuracy doesn't do anything. Hawkeye and Lethal Arrow. Those are my choices. Nothing is going to be able to hit me next round. They're just going to walk. I'm just kiting these guys. So I either need to do more damage to the troll, which are, that's what these are. These are the enemy die. We got 1 blank, 1, 2, and the rest are 1s. So I have a good chance of doing 2 damage, up to 4, down to 0, as far as how much damage I can do. Or I can do heal for 2 and stay alive longer than the skeever and the troll. But because I'm only going to get 2 back over here on the board, I'm only going to get 2 back around. That's not really going to help so much, is it? Yeah. Now I need to be able to get 3 away right now, so nobody can touch me on their turn. But I also know that I can move through and do 1 damage to that skeever pup. All right, I'm healing for 2. Since nobody's gonna help me on this one, we're just gonna try to stay alive. Stay alive no matter what occurs. And now I get my movement. 4 movement. I just need to be. You know what? Let's go ahead. Let's just go ahead and do this one. So it's a traditional hash. Never know what it is. And if you haven't watched this yet, you can see how I do the unlock. I get 3 attempts to roll 3 dice. And then if I get any of these numbers, I'm going to slot it. See how it goes. So I get a 3. I got a 4. And now I get 2 more turns to get a 5. Or if I really stinking want this guy, come on, Aziz, you are the worst camera guy today. He doesn't like me. All right, so I could spend 3 fatigue to turn this into a 5. You know, I don't want to do that, so I'm going to roll. All right, I can spend 2 fatigue to turn this into a 5. I don't want to do that. Look at that. He gets it all. And so...
We did it!
We did it!
We did it! Ebon Sword. If I were a one-handed guy, which is that symbol right there, after applying damage, you may place 1 combat skill die that dealt damage in an active slot as if I were in defensive slot. That would be outstanding. I would love that weapon if I were a single-handed guy. Aziz, I'm right here, man. Come on. my camera. I don't want it, so it's going away. You have 1 job, and that's to stay focused. There you go. Nice job. There you go, Aziz. Okay. So, now they can't get to me. Bad guy goes. Skeever goes 1, 2, and moves again with Rush. Start of my turn. It's a fatigue round. On a fatigue round, now I'm just going to make sure I do this correct. On a fatigue round, everybody gets heavy fatigue and takes 1 true damage. 1, 2, 3 damage, locked to rising waters. All right. Start of my turn, I do 2 damage to a target. Oh, actually, I can do it in my order, right? So, start of my turn, I'm going to use my acrobat die first. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I do 1 damage to a target, or 2 damage as I move through it. Kill the skeever. And then I do 2 damage to an opponent. Unfortunately, he's got his 2 damage reduction. What a jerk. And then I get my recovery dice back. Alright. Oh, I used my tenacity to heal. You gotta help me out on that. What do I do now? Moving through him doesn't do squat, because the dang dude's so beefy. I just have dice to throw. This is all I have. It's all I've got to throw. This innately reduces the damage reduction of an enemy by 1. So the max I can do is... Let's see, this will get flipped to a 2 no matter what. Alright. But if this is a 2 and this is a blank, it doesn't do anything because his damage reduction is 2. So I need these to be big ones. Come on! Big money, no whammies. Okay. So I will do 2, because this gets flipped to a 2. It's here somewhere. That's 3 damage, minus 1 on the damage reduction. So I do 2 damage to him. Boom, boom. Oh, look at that. I might survive this. I might win. We might win. Bad guy turn. I haven't technically moved yet, but I don't think I need to, because he's not going to get there. On his turn, he moves 2. Waves his hands in the air like he just doesn't care. And then it's my turn again. So, another round. Oh wait, slot him. Yeah, let's go this way. Another round, we get another stinking heavy fatigue. Oh my god, look at this. I've never had my cooldown tray that full. I think I'm gonna have to increase my my recovery stat going forward. I think that's gotta be a priority. Then I take, everybody takes 1 true damage. Oh, how do you like that, troll man? And then I can't move through him. I mean, I can. I get my 5 free acrobatic die. I do 2 damage to him. That doesn't mean squat. I get my recovery back, which means... Oh, stinking nothing? I can't do enough damage. Actually, yeah. No, I can. So these are my... The only die I have left right now is my acid darts. So I could throw those and hope to get a Bane on him. Otherwise... Yeah, otherwise we're all, you know, getting deeper in the water. Alright. I mean, good luck to all of us. Course of tenacity. Well, then what, can I even do anything with 1 tenacity? I cannot. No. All right. So I'm not even gonna slot that. So that just stays up there. And that's it. And then I'm gonna move, right? I'll move 1. So now he moves 2, waves his hands in the air like he doesn't care. We get another one of these rounds. We lose 1 chip each. He dies. I don't. And I get another over fatigue. Oh my goodness, that's a lot of fatigue. But we win. We win.
That's it! We did it!
We did it!
Roof. Thanks, Chewie. Oh, goodness. That was a long combat. Probably could have played that a little differently, but not being able to hit melee unless I'm using my white die is not my favorite. So, we are now on reward phase. So, gain rewards. Gain encounter XP. That is this one. So we didn't change it. We just did the regular, so we get 2. So we change that to 2 on our board. So that goes away. Increase the party dials, so we got 2 for that. We're at 20, so the next battle is going to be 2. Oh no, wait. It's going to be a 20. It's going to be a 20 point baddie unless No, that's it. 120-point baddie. Oh boy, that could be nasty. Increased player XP, bonus XP, Sky Shard rewards, don't have any. Other rewards, items, unstable, nope, didn't do it on unstable. Special achievements, no, I don't think we got anything. We needed one more experience, though, to increase my recovery stat. Ouch. Okay. And if I remember, at the end of a battle, we get all of our... Battle does not require active die, defeat adventure, okay, only affected, yep, okay. So, we get all of our skill die back after a clash. So we get all our combat. But all that nasty over fatigue is there forever until we can somehow get rid of it by an in step or an in action at an inn in town. So we're stuck with those. And so even if on my end of day recovery where I get 2, that's just, I think they just do that. I don't think I can get rid of them even at end of day. I lasted with 1 hit point, so I'm gonna need to do an in action anyway. At least tomorrow when we go in. So that was it, literally it. Does anybody know if I can use this? This is not a readied item, but if it's in my inventory after a battle, can I use that to drink up, get some health back? I don't think I can. All right. So then we can untrain, if I wanted to untrain magic, then gain advancements, increase an attribute. This is, I have 2 XP. I could get, what, 2 level 1 speech die if I wanted to. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to spend 1 XP. And I'm going to get one of those speech die. The only thing is which one? Which speech die should I get? There were 3 choices in speech. Which one is speech? Which color? I think it's green. So which one of these was I thinking about getting here? We have... I think we're going to do the authority one, right? That is... It looks like, I don't know, like a wolf face? What is that? Yeah, this is one of these. You might not be able to see it. Oh no, it's dark enough. So this die has, you know, out of its 6 faces, 3 are 2, a 3, a 4, and a 5 are the others. Basically, I roll all these authority dice at the same time. Man, I could get 2 of these. Right? I could get 2 of these. Now it seems that I got stuck a couple of times in that fight, didn't I? Where I just was, I wasn't tenacity starved. That seems like that's like not my main mechanic, but I could have done so much more if I had more of the tenacity. So this might be my way to get that. And like minimum is 2. So that's minimum a heal, right? 1 heal on a die roll, but it's, you know, it's drained to start, or when I use it, it doesn't go in my cooldown track, it goes away. I think that's what I want to do. I want to be able to generate, you know, tenacity when I'm in battle when I need it. So those are green dice. So that was 1 XP. I'm going to save that other one in case I can get 2 more to get my recovery stat up. That's the thing. All right. Spent my experience. What else? Increased cooldown stat. Increased tenacity. Promote class. Add a skill line. Add a magicka stat. Nope, nope, nope. All right, now we are at end of day. We get to see what the weather's like. Sunny. All right. We can move up to 3. Of course, doesn't really matter right now because we're going to be going 1 step. All right, I get 2 hit points back from the difficulty of the adventure I'm on. So I'm at 3 of 5, and that's the end of the day. All right, next day. Increase the day time. Overland, we're moving into Alton Cormont. And we're finding that in the Gazetteer. Let's read this one up. All right, so Alton Cormont, a port town in the interior waterways of Black Marsh. Alton Cormont is known for its distinctive landmark, a beached sailing vessel that serves as a variety of social and business functions for the city's residents. The town is run by Captain One-Eye, an Argonian pirate on the lookout for the next payday. All right, so this has a citywide effect of open contracts. As a free town action, an adventurer may discard an active side quest to gain 1 item from the shop. Oh, I should have looked at that when I was looking at those side quests the other day. Or, day and game day, not the other day. I could have gotten a free item from the shop. The shop's items are 3 of each. So 3 legendary, 3 common. And let's see what we got. You guys doing all right out there? I hope everybody's having a great day. All right, let's start with the common. Sweet roll. Skyrim flashback. All right, so discard this item and you can recover a collective total of up to 4 dice from their cooldown track. That's nice. No, adventurers may recover 4 dice from their cooldown tracks. That's really cool. All right, so that's, again, if you were in a group of 2 or more and somebody had this, lucky day. All right, so another one-handed item. Alcinium Mace. For each 2 tenacity you have, add 1 enemy combat die to disengage. What? That's amazing, actually. Imagine just keeping your tenacity in your tenacity track to just constantly be throwing 2 enemy combat die. Wow. That's awesome. Too bad I'm not a melee guy. Hey, another bow. Is this a better bow? Gain 1 tenacity when you engage a target 2 hexes away. Well, you have to, because it's ranged. This could be something I could potentially see myself swapping bows here. All right, so this is a common item. So is my other bow. Here's my other bow. All right, so if I'm 3 or more, 1 of the combat die I used is set to 2. Right? This automatic damage, I feel, is really great. I'm having a hard time wanting to get rid of my Ash Longbow because of that automatic damage. But basically, the short bow, it's a free tenacity when you engage any target, basically. So as long as I'm not punching somebody, I'm getting a tenacity each turn. 1 tenacity a turn. Oh, that's really good. It's tough. That's tough. I haven't made my decision yet. We're gonna look at the legendary ones first. Maybe there's a legendary bow in here. What is that? A Sijic Domino Pig pet. At the start of a round, you may add 1 hit point to this to decrease the round counter by 1. Oh, interesting. Why would I want to keep the fight going? So, yeah, maybe there's some beast boss encounters that are nastier the longer it goes on. Okay, it's pet time. Roll the rescue dog. Snowbounder. When damage would defeat a party member, add 1 to this and prevent all of the damage dealt. Okay, that's really nice. Once there are 2 chips on this, discard it. So this would prevent me from dying twice. That's really nice. That's automatic damage reduction. I prevent all the damage. Dang, that's really good. That's really good. All right, and then the next one. Glyph of Potion Boost. Enchant all adventurers. When an adventurer would expend a potion, they may instead return it to their pack, unexpended. When an adventurer takes an inaction, discard this. Yeah. So this would be amazing if there were more of me. They're not. So of these cards, the bow is really cool, but I did just get the speech thing to get tenacity, so I don't think I really want to do that. The only one I'm looking at is potentially this Gerald the Rescue Dog. The other item cards are meh for me, but that Rescue Dog, that's pretty nice. All right, and then the Town Square. Oh, right. Let's read. What was the... Is it we have to do a town square action? It is travel to Alton Cormont and complete a town encounter. Town encounter. What is what is a town encounter? Oh, it's just the whole, just go to Alton Cormont, which is the encounter. Yep, gotcha. And then, yeah, so when we're done with this, and the day's over, we get an experience and read the next story. That's easy! All right, what do we need to do in here? We need to do... Oh, there's no inn. The inn is closed! Oh, no! Okay. Now I'm angry. Crap! That ruins our plan. All right, what is this? The town square action. No, I'm in the wrong one. Okay. Almost messed up. I had it on the wrong page. Alton Cormont does have an inn. We're going to do that. So we're going to heal to full. Get rid of all our stupid heavy fatigue. Ah, wasn't that nice? It says, as a free town action, an adventurer may discard an active side quest, which I don't have. We could do the guild kiosk now. So we could spend 1 XP to train any skill line. Oh, right, forget the skill lines. So we get 5. Do I care about any of these? Again, the only thing I think I'd care about is this one does the true damage to adjacents on one of their skill die. I don't really care about sneak or really any of these, but I don't want to switch. I think this is where I'm staying. I think I'm an archer, an acrobatic archer, who has the gift of gab. I think that's pretty much it. I don't think there's another skill line I want to train. Something else happens. I get a legendary amazing item that changes my idea. All right, so inaction and the town square action is discard a common item to train any skill line from the trainer bag. Yeah, no, so that's basically the town square action is the Fighters Guild action, except instead of an XP, I use a common item. I don't really feel like I want to do that. So that's side quests? Yeah, we could do side quests. Yeah, I don't want any of the items. Or do I? That dog is a free life. 2 free lives. Oh, man. Here are my 2 items in my bag that I'm not using. Increasing my range on a quiver. I don't really feel like I need to do that. My range is ridiculous. Healing draft. Don't really use that. It has to be in the active slot. It can't be in your bag. Probably could swap with the rescue dog on one of these. Probably this one. But it's just going to go in my pack. Because I like the ability to heal. Like this has the ability to heal if I have, a Bane. You know, if I have tenacity, of course. You know, I like this one because it allows me to recover more, because my recovery stat is crap. This gives me a recovery every time I'm attacked, and that increases my day. I just don't. I think we're going to do a side quest. I just can't see me messing with this unless I get something amazing. What's up, Necro? Hey, hey, hey. Welcome, welcome. We're going a little slow today, but we're getting there. Dude, I know you're a West Coaster. You don't have to apologize for waking up when normal people wake up. I just defeated a troll. Actually, I gotta put these back in the bag. A troll, a skeever, two bandits, and a spriggan. That goes in one bag, these go in the rest. Yeah, correct. So big battle, took a while. We haven't really gone very far. We just started, and I haven't gone very far. So let's see, we've got two to pick from. A crusty Nord merchant offers a bounty on a notoriously sticky-fingered group of ruffians roaming the region. And it says, be careful, she warns. They'll pick your pockets even as they cross your blades. I don't want this one. Look at that. All enemies gain steel. No way. No way. That seems awful, but let's see what it is anyway. Travel to any unstable landmark and initiate a clash. Now, might not be horrible though, because we're at 20. We're at exact 20. Which means we're pulling one bad guy. And maybe we could stay away from him. So each time an adventurer discards an item due to steal, place a hit point chip on this card. If this encounter has failed, discard this quest. If this encounter is successful, complete this quest and gain 2 XP. Then each adventurer may remove up to 2 dice from their cooldown tracks for each hit point on this card. That's, you know, like fatigue, I guess, or not really. It's just remove up to 2 dice, so yeah, I guess it would be fatigue at that point. That's tempting. 2 free fatigue for a battle against 1 level 20. I don't know, it might not be that free. All right. Yeah, what's he say? Hey, take a look at this card. Okay. You see a series of bulletins marked by the symbol of the Outer Watch. Their headers read, help make Tamriel a better place. You are inspired. Create a stack of hit point chips equal to me times 2 and place it on this card. During the end of day phase in which you are occupying a peaceful landmark, each adventurer may remove 1 hit point from this card by either discarding 1 item or skipping the rest step. After the final chip is removed, complete this quest. Each adventurer may gain 5 tenacity, and you may draw 2 side quests, and you may choose one to accept. I don't get the word resistance because I don't have the Valenwood expansion. You're an Outer Watch quest, so yeah, I don't want that one. Gone. This one, however, could be a lot of fun, and that's 2 XP. That would get me to 3, which is what I need to increase my recover. Right? No big deal. All right, well, I feel like I want to take it, right? Travel to any unstable landmark. So it doesn't look like we roll, we just do it, and he gets a steal. Well, we have to make it down to... Oh, wait, pump those brakes, 5 XP. You've got stuff to do in the interim. We'll take this one. We're going to take this one. So basically, travel to any unstable landmark. So if I want to do this, I could go to unstable. I don't have to, but we're going to put that right there. All right, so we're done with the town action. We go to the rewards phase. We gain an XP, 1 XP. Oh, that ruins our plan. Now we're at 21. So now we're going to get a 20 and a 1. plan was so great, Walter. Alright, so rewards 1 XP. When completed, go to page 25 and read beta 13 or something. Beta 13. B13. So let's see, we did reward phase, end of day phase. I will just read this anyway. Alright, Black Rose Brigade, second step. You arrive at the ship's hold inn and spot a Naga Argonian in the corner, nursing an ale. He beckons you over. Is this all the guild could spare? He growls. It seems your people have failed to understand exactly what is at stake here. You know where I'm going to go with that. What do you mean, you people? All right. Got caught up with some Briarheart magic in Skyrim, he says. Angered a Jarl who sent him into the Rose for some rest and relaxation. He lets out a devious giggle. Paying a hefty fee for the blackguards to keep him there, of course. Problem is, Xeric seems to have gotten the attention of someone else. They'll likely be on your tail, so make sure you get to the prison before they can set an ambush. He gestures over to a trunk, no doubt filled with treasures. Not for you, he snaps, reading your intention. You will need to rally some additional personnel to help out with this. Head to Rock Grove, just outside of Stone Wastes. Rock Grove. Okay, well here's the Stone Wastes right there. Does anybody see Rock Grove? I do not. Yeah, we'll keep reading. There are some mercenaries there who will help out if paid. After the contact leaves, you take a look at the chest, which seems to call to you with an almost seductive air. Surely taking a treasure for yourself wouldn't cause too much of a stir. Oh, wow. Wall of stinking text. Hits me for 9,000. Special instructions. I love specials, right? Place a token in Leoween and another in Root Whisper Village. There's one. And Root Whisper Village. That's over here. Okay. These represent the mysterious pursuers. Set aside 5 minus me of the following level 5 enemies. So we get 4 enemies, freely choosing which to set aside. Argonian Marauder, High Elf Marauder, Dark Elf Marauder, and Nord Marauder. These are the sellswords, and they can become companions for the final quest step. Then draw and set aside a number of legendary equal to the number of sellswords. This makes up the stuff that's in the Blackguard trunk. Okay, so first things first, we're going into the 5 bag, level 5 enemies, and freely choosing to set aside Argonian Marauders, High Elf Marauders, Dark Elf Marauders. I guess we can take a look at what their skills are to see if we want to do that. Argonian, High Elf, Dark Elf. So not Khajiit, not Breton, not Wood Elf, not Redguard. So we got Nord. Nord Marauder is a native with Rush, so he can move a bunch. I like that. Argonian. Not Orc. No Orc. Argonian Marauder is Divert with Enfeeble. You know what that is? I've heard these before. Divert is unit cannot lose its last hit point unless it only had 1 hit point to lose. And Enfeeble is after this unit's engage, its target gains light fatigue. Of course, that's not going to matter too much for NPCs because they can't gain fatigue. So, meh. High Elf Marauder, yes, yes. Divert and Dodge, well, we love that one. And Dark Elf, let's see what he's got. Disrupt and Divert. Divert, cannot die, and Disrupt. When this unit determines a target, its target must exhaust a die from its active slots. Okay, we don't care about you, because Again, they're not attacking as a friend. They are not attacking a person that has the ability to gain any of that crap or have active slots or any of that kind of crap. I guess I'm just picking them all then because there's only one of me, I get all four. So, never mind. But if I have a choice to choose, I'm going to choose the High Elf Marauder or the Nord. Actually, it's going to definitely be the High Elf Marauder before the Nord. Set those aside. The rest back in the bag. Yeah, sellswords. Companions. Any kind of companion I can get to stand in betwixt the bad guys and me. That's good. I can stay range. Alright, next. Quest objectives. Travel to Black Rose Prison, which is down here. This guy right here. And proceed to quest step C14 for that day's encounter. Recommend by day 12. It initiates the end of the quest. Okay, so whenever we get here is the final battle of this quest. Prior to completing the quest step, if you initiate a town encounter at Stone Wastes, you may take a free group town action during the encounter to recruit the sellswords. After taking this town action, recruit a number of sellswords equal to the number of items in the trunk. There's the ticker right there. So, all right, grab the items. Did it say I could look at them? I don't know if it said I could look at them. It just said I draw and set aside the number of legendary items equal to sellswords, which is 4. Okay, I'm looking at them. Hell yeah, I am. Is there an amazing bow in this? What is this kibble? What's with this kibble? All right, so here's the stuff in the trunk, because I totally looked at the trunk. A bizarre Daedric text. Discard this item outside of battle to swap any skill line on your adventure mat with a different line of your choice. Replace all skill dice of previous line with dice equal to or less from the new skill line. What? That's nuts. So if I wanted to completely abandon acrobatics, I could choose something else. Is it anything? Please. With a skill line of your choice. So I could immediately become a Daedric summoner instead of an acrobat. That's wicked cool. That's really cool. All right. Not necessarily something I want. What do we got here? This is a pet. Not a spider, because it's only got 6 legs. This is cog bucket? Is that what it says? Oh, it's mechanical. Okay. Thought it looked like an insect. When a lockpick attempt is made, you may choose to, add a chip to the pet and set 1 lockpick die to the side of your choice. Once there are 5, I don't need lockpick and whatever. Glyph of Crushing. Chant an adventurer. While in stances I don't use, you can change their rolled combat skill to 1 before resolving them. This is kibble. There's a whole bunch of kibble. There's a Bob Saget this one. Bob Saget. This monkey's name is Raisins. Anytime you would take damage, you could choose to place that many hit point chips on him. Once there's 6, he's gone. Wow, you put the monkey in harm's way? Don't hurt me, hurt the monkey. Michael Jackson be pissed at you. All right, well, so there's our trunk. I'm gonna put those cards there. I don't think my temptation to steal from the trunk is very high. All right, back to it. All right, after taking recruit a number of sellswords equal to the number in the black trunk, these sellswords will become companions controlled by the party during the final quest step. You may also make a social check. So it's me times 4. If successful, you may recruit all remaining sellswords, even if you had 0 items in the blackguard trunk. However, any sellswords that are recruited through the social check are flipped to their level 1 side. Oh, wah, wah, wah. Then after resolving this town action, return any non-recruited sellswords to the bag to obviously be used against you. And remove the mysterious pursuers from the overland map. All right, ongoing step effects. not the monkey. During an adventurer's rest step, any adventurers may gain any number from the trunk and may also add any of their own items to the trunk. Ah, that's cool. So I can swap my legendaries for their legendaries. I kind of want to take the monkey now. Put my legendary quiver, which I don't use, in place of the monkey. Not the monkey! Or at least, or maybe the, nah. It's definitely the monkey. All right. That's not, we're not there yet. Not there yet. All right, so the number of hexes the mysterious pursuers move is outlined in the overlay mechanics section, which is from the book. So let's see. Oh, if it's sunny, they move 4 hexes to the destination. If it's rainy, they move 3. If it's flooding, they move 1. So they are quick. They are very quick. Let's see where they go. The pursuer's destination is me, and they always take the shortest path to get there. There are multiple paths that are equidistant you may choose. The pursuers move one at a time in the order of your choice. The pursuers and the party token may occupy the same hex. When a pursuer moves into the hex occupied by a party token, it stops moving. Any remaining pursuer movement is skipped. At the start of a day in which the party token occupies the same hex, or if the party token moves into a hex with the pursuer, it ends immediately and we initiate a clash for that day's encounter. Okay. Gosh, I'm not even done yet. That's battle rules. The legendary cache is the Blackguard trunk. Okay. The party members cannot move into the hex with the trunk. While the Blackguard trunk is in a hex on a clash map, enemies treat the hex as their destination hex. When an enemy moves into the hex, placing the... Oh, okay. Interesting. So these pursuers are going to try to loot the chest. So we have to protect the chest, otherwise the chest amounts go down, and the amount of people we can recruit go down. So we have to mitigate that. Oh dear. That's kind of cool. That's really interesting effect, and I like that. So I have to get there quickly and defend the loot. That's pretty cool. I like that. If an enemy is able to move, end its movement in a hex that allows it to target... Okay. When an enemy is carrying the trunk, its destination is the closest unoccupied hex on the entrance tile. So they're going to grab it and go to the exit. If the enemy carrying the trunk is defeated, it's placed in that hex. The trunk is in that hex. If it's been removed from the battle map by the end of the encounter, discard all items in the trunk and remove all mysterious pursuers from the overland map. Items can no longer be added to the trunk. If the encounter is successful, gain an XP, and remove the pursuer token that attacked. If it's failed, the quest is not failed. Regardless of the success, skip the day's active province setups. Oh, wow. Okay, so that's pretty cool. I'm excited. I'm excited. And then when completed, and I assume that means when we get to either the stone wastes and recruit them, or the bad guys have stolen the trunk, we go to C14 on page 31. Okay. All right. So right now we want to avoid the unstable markers, so we don't have a fight necessarily. I don't know. We could just go straight to one of these and do a 20-point and a 1-point baddie to try to get that 2 XP to increase our recover stat. Or we could just try to hoof it to the stone wastes. Now they're going to move 4 today or tomorrow because it's a sunny day. Oh no, this day is not over yet. We technically are in the end of day phase for day 3. We went, what, 1, 2, 3. So no one's moving yet, and we haven't determined the weather. Now we're going to get 0 XP for when this step's done. So I think we need to get our experience another way. All right, so we're at end of day. Let's pull that card. It is sunny. Okay, they're going to move a crap load, but so are we. We can move 3, but they can move 4. They move as if the whips of their masters are behind them or whatever. So, start of day 4. It's sunny. I recover. I'm not spending any XP. I chose not to get any loot. The town. What were my town actions? What were my town actions? The inn and the quest. Those are my town actions. All right. We're almost exactly at 12:30. I know we didn't do much there, but there's a lot happening. So I'm going to take a quick bio and beverage, and then we're going to do the next turn. All right, we're going to do the next day turn. Start of day, moving. 1, 2, 3, 4. We can go straight to 4. Do an unstable combat. And hopefully get the XP we need to increase my recover. But they're going to move. They're going to move. Oh boy, that is going to be. We're going to get hit by one of them. One of them is going to hit us. And we can either choose to have one of those fights, like maybe go this way, so this guy intercepts us. Get one of those fights done. Oh, that's toughy. All right, but we'll figure that out when we come back. So hang out. I won't be a moment. All right. Remember, no calisthenics today. Saving myself for my game tonight. All right, it's the first game. It's the toughest game of the weekend for me, really. So if we win tonight, we're pretty much guaranteed the championship because the other 2 teams in our bracket are pretty weak. And if we lose, then it's just booze and taco bar and margarita bar in the locker room, shits and giggles. So tonight determines a lot. But anyway, I'll be right back. Don't you go change. I had to take an extra moment to see what the heck was going on in the NHL. Today's the trade deadline, and the Capitals have already shown their hand that they are going to not make the playoffs this year. Trading away one of my favorite players. Oh well, it happens. Sports ball, yay, sports team. All right, let's continue. Right now, it is the beginning of day 4. And we have to make a decision on if we are going to try to avoid, I don't think we can avoid, the bad guys, the pursuers. So this green token and this green token are going to move faster than us unless it's raining or flooding. They're going to get to us. So I think I might have to just move towards this guy and then go down. I think we're going to have one combat and just go that route. So that's what we're doing. So our turn, we're gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4. Why would we go 4? We can only move 3. For shame. What does that put us on? It puts us on a big fat nothing. And I don't think I want to do anything else. So then they go 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Nothing happens. There's no, because we're on a blank space. So there is no encounter for the day. There are no rewards for the day. We just move on. All right, so day 5. I could go down closer to the town, or I could just jump straight into this guy. Oh, but then he's going to attack me. 1, 2, 3. Well, no, that puts me in a combat. 1, 2, 3. Both of them are going to attack me. That sounds awful. If I move into him, he will, well, that will start a combat with him. All right, I got to read that again because I feel like we're going to get hit by both of them no matter what. Say during, let's see. The number of hexes they move is outlined on mechanics, right? The destination is us, and they always take the shortest path to get there. If there are multiple paths I can choose, they move one at a time in the order of our choice. Pursuers and the party token may occupy the same hex. That seems weird, because when a pursuer moves into a hex occupied by the party, it stops moving. Any remaining pursuer movement, including that of the other token, is skipped. Ah, okay. So if we jump into battle with this guy, the other guy's not going to move. Come on. You're absolutely killing me today. So, 1, 2, 3. No, I think we're going to go... Well, it's going to take us 2 turns to get to the town if it's sunny. I still think I want to stay away from the other guy. So 1, 2, 3. Yeah, all right. So we're going to move. It says we can move through them, but the minute the pursuer moves into us, it's a clash. All right, so clash time. And the battle map is predetermined. And I'm going to rotate it down a little bit so that we can see it. Let's see, can we see that on the... Yeah, we're good. Jeez, my phone is blowing up. Is that all my teammates? Oh my god, you guys are a bunch of jackasses. Kevin's too busy crying on stream about Carlson. That's not very nice. I have a lot of really nice friends. They're really nice. I have a lot of nice friends. Alright, so the clash is Trace Sample. Here we go. We have 21 enemy points Did it say who the bad guys are? It didn't say who the bad guys are. It said set aside the 5 or the level 5 enemies that are going to be in my cell swords, but everything else is just bad guys. Alright. We get one level 20 mega bad guy. Oh god, please don't be horrible. Well, that sounds awful. So a Khajiit Cutthroat, level 20, 8 health. It's only melee though. That might be the thing that saves us. 3 attack and damage reduction 3. Holy crap. What are we going to do about that one? Retreat, riposte, and steal. Obviously, we hate steal. We hate steal with a passion. Now, who's our number 1? A bear? No, a wolf. Okay, level 1 is a wolf with riposte 2. So what's riposte? XP? 5 XP? What's riposte? It is each turn, the first time this unit is dealt damage by an adjacent opponent, the unit will deal that much damage back, so as long as it was not defeated. So if it's defeated, it doesn't riposte. Obviously, dead men don't fight back. So, the good thing is, none of these guys are fast. So I don't see any of them being able to run, like, with me, to hang with me. What is retreat? Retreat. At the end of this unit's turn, if no units took damage this turn, it gains a stealth status die and heals. If no units took damage, so I have to do damage, otherwise this guy's going to heal up. And then we know what steal is. Steal is, I'm a complete bastard and will ruin 5 XP's day. Right, we know what that one is. Right. All right, so let's see what we've got. The Khajiit Cutthroat is going to be standing real tall on a stack of chips. Where? Oh, hello. Right at the stinking entrance. And all right, the chest is going to be here, right? That's the Blackguard chest. That's the one that's full of the loot in the monkey. And then number 2, the wolf is way back in the bus. He's got 4 health. All right. No, I gotta slide it like this so you guys can see the chips, right? Oh. Perspective, forced perspective. And then there are some regular goodies spaced around. Here, and here. Of course, I don't care. Right, and we just care about somebody getting to the trunk, because they're not going to come after me, they're going to go after the trunk. So let's find out how this works. The trunk's hex is their destination. When an enemy moves into this hex, place the chip underneath them, but above its hit point. If an enemy is able to end its movement in a hex that allows the target, an opponent unit, while still taking the shortest path toward the trunk, it does so. While an enemy is carrying it, its destination is now the exit tile, which is this tile right here. And if they're defeated, the trunk is placed where it was, yeah. And if the trunk has been removed from the battle map by the end of the encounter, discard all items in the trunk. All right, so we just have to kill. Dang it! This level 20 is going to be really tough. Let's start here. And do I get anything else? What else is happening? No, I think it's just a regular start. Round 1. Fight! And what do? I do 2 damage to an opponent I can see. I guess that means I have to be here. wherever, as long as I can see him. I have unlimited range. And oh my, yeah, because that Khajiit Cutthroat has a damage reduction of 3. I do not know how I'm going to be able to get that guy down. I have no idea how I'm going to do damage to this son of a gun. Right, so I have my darts that do true damage. I have barrage that can, you know, pepper him until it breaks. Because the damage reduction isn't per hit, it's per, like, total damage from the round. And they're not targeting me, they just want to get the chest and get the hell out. Oh man, I have a problem with this guy. So what do you think? I'm gonna have to shoot at him before I move. I'm going to, so that removes 1 damage reduction, so, and that will do 2, so that'll be 3, so I'll at least get 1. I don't know, I feel like I have to just absolutely burn through it this time. And pray. Alright. And I used up all my rerolls, so this what we see is what we get on this one. Good luck to us all. Oh, hells yes. All right, so I'm setting this one to 2. That is thinking awesome. That's awesome.
That's it, we did it!
We did it!
So what's our total here? I'm not going to say it out loud, but it's a good number. But it's going to be reduced by 3, by 1, 2, by 2. So we're going to get only 4 damage. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, that was a great shot. And because we're not adjacent, he doesn't repost us for 3. Man, that was incredibly good for me. Now I can move, and I think I'm only going to move here. I don't want him to escape, but I also don't. He's not going to attack me. He's going to go to that chest. Oh damn! I don't know how I'm going to stop him this next turn. I get 2 more turns, right? 1, 2. I get 3 more turns, or no, I get 2 more turns. Oh my gosh, this is bad. So 1, 2. He takes it. And then 1, 2. And then it's my turn. I don't know if I'm going to be successful here. I think the chest is going to go bye-bye. I'm concerned. We're concerned here, dude. I don't have anything. Yeah, man. I need tenacity. I need tenacity to do true damage, so it's time to roll our new ability. And again, oh man, do I need to barrage? The barrage needs to be done by itself, right? So I don't drain anything else. So you must resolve this. You dealt 2 true damage unless you drain all. Unless you drain. Oh, so I have a choice. I either get 2 true damage or I drain. That doesn't sound as bad because they're not going to be going after me. I'm going to barrage and get tenacity. And no, I'm gonna throw everything. I'm gonna throw everything I have at this guy. Absolutely everything. So I do two damage at the start of my turn. This guy has no defense, so he's just gonna get cooked. So Wolf is dead. Now I'm throwing absolutely everything, including the kitchen sink, at this Khajiit guy who has the chest. Okay, so far, this isn't the worst. Right. I'm going to get my 3 tenacity, and that's drained. That's gone. So that, just put that right there. All right, 3 tenacity. This tenacity I might actually use. I only need 2 for lethal arrow. But if I can get 4 for venom arrows, let's roll 3 status die and apply them to targetable enemies. Is there something I could get status-wise that could stop him? Cannot attack, at the same time it moves. If there was like a stun, there's nothing. All right, so that doesn't make sense. So lethal arrows is fine. So I'm going to put this back in my tray. All right, so 1 damage. We're going to set that aside. This barrage does 2 damage to my target. So right now I'm hitting his damage reduction. I'm going to reroll. I'm going to roll this again. I'm going to push my luck. Son of a biscuit. All right, so that doesn't help. All right, so I'm going to take 2 true damage. All right. So I do 3 damage to him, which is enough. On his damage reduction, doesn't do anything. I'm going to take 2 true. And then I'm going to use my lethal arrows. Expend 2 tenacity. To roll 2 enemy combat dice against targetable enemy. Rolled damage is true damage. I need 2 doubles to kill this guy. What do you think? What are my odds? Not good. My odds are not good. We're gonna go for it though. Come on, Schwartz. Yeah, hey, 2. That's better than none. 2 true damage. And then I'm going to move. Oh, I don't know what to do. All right, so then he's gonna move. Actually, I'm gonna reread this again. While he has it, can he only move 1 space or something? The trunk's heavy. Let's see. Battle rules. While an enemy is carrying the black art trunk, its destination hex is the closest unoccupied hex on the entrance tile, following all the same rules as above. If this enemy moves into the entrance tile, it is immediately removed from the battle map. Oh, right. On my turn, I recover 2. Whoops. All right. It is removed from the battle map. So yeah, this next turn is it. I've got to figure it out. All right, the start of my turn, I do 2 damage to an enemy. It doesn't do anything to him. All right, we're on 3. And I only have 3 dice. This is what I got. I mean, I could roll. I could roll to get tenacity. Let's roll this to get tenacity. Try to get tenacity, so I can do 2 true damage again. Good luck. Here we go. All right, so this becomes a 2. And I think that does it. That does it. All right, so this... Oh, no, it does. No, it does not. Aziz, come on, dude. It's impossible. You're impossible. All right, so that does 3 damage to him. Damage reduction of 2. So I do 1 damage to him. He has 1 left. Oh, I forgot. I get recover. Oh, well. Oh well, I'm messing up my steps. So I probably wouldn't have done this. Whatever. All right, so this right here is the only thing that matters. If I don't get a stinking 7 on that, I lose the chest. But at the same time, I don't know if I would have rolled this if I would have had the other one. If I'd have remembered my recover, I would have probably rolled this instead. All right, so that does one more damage, and I win. All right, so there we go, done. Yeah. If I play the game correctly, I don't have as hard a time. All right, so we win. All right, the guy gets 1 more damage, drops the chest. As my kids would say, phew, instead of phew, phew. All right, anyway. Good lord. That was closer than I was expecting it to be. Honestly, I think the game, the way it's designed is a bunch of little bad guys all running around, grabbing it, picking up, dying, moving a step, grabbing it, picking up, dying, grabbing, picking it up, and like it's just a procession. But one big honking guy carrying that thing just reminds me of like Helm's Deep when Legolas is shooting his giant 40 gauge arrows into that thing. He's just running with his torch to blow up the wall. Yeah, that's what I got out of that. All right. Well, so success. And oh, do we get any special rewards for a battle? I don't know if we do. If the encounter is successful, gain an XP. And remove that pursuer token that is occupying the same hex as the party token if the encounter is failed. Regardless of success, skip the day's activate province effect step. Okay. So it's going to be sunny again tomorrow? Oh dear. Oh, so if I... Ooh. Alright, I can avoid him. I can avoid him for 1 more day. I can do it. Yeah, and got it. And got an XP. Oh, did I forget to do my we did it? Nah, we're good. We're good. So I get 0 XP for completing the whole quest, but each one of these groups I defeat, I get an XP. Alright, so that puts me up to 22. Excuse me. So but I'm not spending any of my XP because I'm going for that recovery. Right? I feel like that was the plan. I don't know. The tenacity die worked out, didn't it? That worked out really well. I would think that was pretty smart. I feel like pretty smart of me to do that. So gain encounter XP wasn't on unstable. I think we're good. We just move on. Now we do get the adventurer's rest step, and that is, because of my difficulty, I healed 2. And then we move on. So the next day, I'm gonna move that way. So yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. So they get closer to me, but not enough. And I'm on a blank space. Oh wait, that was day 6. All right, so now nothing happens. We're moving on. Day 7. Make it to the town. Yay! Whew. Man, I really felt the pressure of those pursuers. That was crazy. All right, so when we get to quest objective, it says travel to Black Rose Prison. If you initiate a town encounter at Stone Waste, you may take a free group town action to get the cell swords. Okay, after taking the town action, get the people based on how many treasures are left. Then after resolving the town action, remove the pursuers and awesome. All right, that's excellent. Now I can definitely say we're going to do it. All right, so now where are we? We're at Stone Wastes. So let's pull that up. It's day 7. We're in Stone Wastes. Let me read this one out. Though others might see Stone Wastes as a lowly river village, its residents are proud of their home. They are guarded by the legendary warriors known as the Four Winds, who recently reunited to fight off a new threat to the town they love. Alright, train with the Four Winds is an extra town ability. After populating trainers, the party may replace any red skill lines with trainers randomly drawn. Okay. Interesting. Oh, we can replace any non-red ones with red ones. Got it. If the party chooses to do this, the town square is closed. The town square is hire a sharp-eyed mercenary group, which I believe that is what we're going to do. So we get a free town action of recruiting all our stinking buddies. Oh yeah. It's 4, count them. 4 level 5, what's the word? Fodder? What I'm looking for. All I want them to do is form a phalanx of stinking protection around me as I just pew pew pew. Alright, so in this town we've got 2 common items and a legendary item. Again, thanks everybody for tuning in today. So far the multi-streaming against, Twitch, Kick, and YouTube has been smooth over the last week. So I figured out all the technical crazies. Happy about that. All right, here we go. This is a common one. We got sparring manual. When visiting a trainer, you may train that's basically the town action. Okay, that's not gonna happen. Glyph of Hardening, this is common. Enchant a helmet when the helmet would be discarded as a result of using the overtax. Discard this instead. That's nice. Again, not worth it to me though. Glyph of Prismatic Onslaught. Enchant an adventurer while in the magic stance. The enchanted adventurer heals for hit points equal to the damage they deal. The next time a battle ends, discard this. That's mega. That's crazy. If I were a caster, I would get that in a heartbeat. Too bad I'm not a caster, and I'm not going to get any of those, because none of those satisfy me. So I get 2 town actions, but there's nothing to stinking do in this town. This town is a dung heap. Honestly, I'm curious. I could hire another... I could use the town square action. So hire a sharp-eyed mercenary. A level 10 Argonian stalker becomes a companion controlled by the party. At the end of the next battle, return it to the enemy bag. I like the idea because I don't want to do anything else. The Argonian stalker is now my companion. And that's a level 10. Ooh, fancy. All right. Argonian stalker. Argonian stalker. Look, wrong bag. It's even got the number 10 on the side. You're not even paying attention. A harpy, giant bat, Nord swordmaster. What was this? An Argonian something? Wrong side. It's Argonian stalker, level 10. Holy cow, there's some really cool enemies in this, because I don't look at the bag. I don't see them, but there's some really cool ones. No spoilers, I'm not telling you a darn thing. Argonian Stalker. So here's our level 10 buddy that we just did. So this guy's gonna hang with us until the end of the next battle. I'm okay with that. Now this guy's different than the 4 companions we get from the quest. So I don't believe these guys hang out with us until, I think they're done. I think they just are going to help us in the final battle only. Let's double check that again. Sellswords become companions controlled by the party during the final quest step. So they're not in the room, right? They're not in the room. All right. When completed, go to entry C14 on page 31. All right, as sweet as victory is, you cannot shake the bitter taste of helping the Blackguards maintain control over this facility. Wait. Whoopsies. We're not in Black Rose Prison yet. I don't know why I'm reading that yet. Glad I didn't read too far. Because we are... That was the end one. Yeah, oh, that would have been a 5 XP. Right, so the quest objective is to actually travel to Black Rose Prison. All this other stuff is the stuff that happens in the interim. So we actually haven't gotten to Black Rose Prison yet. So this is the regular end of day step then. So we did town action. We are now at the end of day stuff. We heal up. We get 2 cooldown items back, and then we set the day. Since we're not being pursued anymore. Oh, that's the flooding one. Blast and bother. That means we're only moving 1 space. Yeah, it's okay. All right. Day 8. We move 1 space to a blank space. We heal up. We do nothing. Congratulations. You done it. All right, next day. Oh yeah, what's the weather today? Hey, it's sunny again. And that's perfect. 1, 2, 3. Boom. Now we're at the prison. And now we get to read the next step. So we get 0 XP to get just for walking here. Black Rose Brigade, Fighters Guild, Step 3. Arriving at Black Rose Gate, you hear a clash already underway. Oh, great. Thought we did a good job getting here before day 12. Oh well. Yeah, maybe we should have stopped and got, this unstable one so we can get this quest. Actually, that's a really good idea. Maybe because we're only on day 9, we're trying to maximize our... Or we could take our level 10 guy into the final battle with us, along with our level 5s. Does that seem like overkill to you? Feels like overkill to me. Yeah, okay, we're going to the unstable fight. Actually, we don't even know if it's a fight. No, it is a fight. It's automatically. We don't even roll the die because of this. Because this one is the next time you travel to unstable landmark and initiate the following clash instead of rolling for the day. So this is when deploying enemies, use as many is that Daedric enemies? Oh, I guess I can look at this. No, it's a person, right? Regular, person, humanoid or whatever. So we're supposed to use as many humanoid enemies as possible. And so all humanoid enemies gain enemy skill steal. And we are sitting on 22 experience, so we're going to get a level 20 and 2 level 1s. Yeah, so we'll do, yeah, this will be, I think this will be the right way to end the day, right? So we'll do this. We'll do this little unstable thing. We'll finish this clash. And then next Friday, we'll do the next step in the quest. We'll get to the prison, and then we'll do the end game. That should work out. I like the plan. I like the idea. All right, level 20. Here comes, what is it? Oh, interesting. All right, so this is our level 20 bad guy, a harpy. So they get steel as well. So 6 health, their range of 2, and they're going to target everybody. I don't know. And with 3 dice each, defense and otherwise. Oh boy. The elusive thing is the thing that's tricking me up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bad guy health. And they're going to be in the top corner. What is elusive? I know what dodge is. Elusive is, this unit prevents all damage, including true damage dealt by units that were not adjacent. This is the worst enemy that I could possibly draw for me. I'm hoping my Argonian Stalker is up to the challenge of defeating that Harpy while I kill the everything else. It prevents true damage. Oh, that hurts emotionally. Emotional damage. Now I've got 2 level 1s to pull. First one being, whoops. This is really the bane of my level 1 bag here. Spriggans. So this guy's gonna be deployed pretty close to the start entrance. Up on the top. Right cheer. Then we get an Orc Bandit. And remember, all these guys with this. Oh, right! I need to, if that's a Daedric guy, so he doesn't get deployed. So this guy's Orc Bandit with aggressive. He's gonna be there. I gotta pull a humanoid. Nope. That is a crab. There you go. Humanoid. So no Spriggan. This guy is native. So these guys aren't going to bother us at all with their natives. Because on this adventure, native is a person that can remove active slot dice. And my character doesn't do active slots. It's not my mechanic. So they each get steel, and each time an adventurer discards an item due to steel, place a hit point on this card, and then each adventurer may remove 2 dice from her cooldown track based on the hit point. So it could not be as bad, but I don't know. We'll find out. Then I get to deploy my Argonian Stalker with 6 hit points. Let's start him here. I shall be there. Everything, we get 1 legendary, 2, oh, legendary, really? Is right there? No, it's right there. Check. Check. Battle objective is conquer, which means we have to kill everything. So everybody gets steel. That guy has aggressive. I don't think I've seen aggressive yet. After rolling enemy combat dice, this unit rerolls all misses 1 time. Oh, that's a cool ability. Now what's our Argonian guy? He has Daze and Rally. Rally. After this unit is defeated, if it is not the last enemy in play, deploy an enemy of the next level. Okay, well, I guess that's not really going to happen with us, is it? And then Daze. After this unit's engaged, apply a Daze status die to the target. Daze is this unit cannot roll dice on the same turn it moves, and it cannot move on the same turn it rolls dice. At the end of this unit's turn, remove it. Okay, let's prep ourselves a Daze dice. That's this one. So we'll just set that over there. It's a little blurry over there, Aziz. What do you think, bud? Hey, there you go. Sometimes we can work with Aziz, I don't know. Some days he's a real pain in the butt. Round one! Fight! I think companions go after me. Alright, I'm gonna do 2 damage to somebody I can see. Ooh, it's probably this guy that rolls more dice. Or re-rolls his misses. Then, what shall I do? I could probably... My range is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, because I have 1 tenacity with accuracy. So my range is 5. And that is only the Orc Bandit. So I could just go after the Orc Bandit to try to clear a path for my Stalker. I think that's probably a good idea. So roll 1 snipe, 1 combat. Let's see, is there anything else we really need to throw right now? I don't think so. So let's roll another one of these and just call it an easy opening. Easy opener. Well, I'm going to turn this to 2. There it is. So I'm doing 4 damage, negating 1, that's killing that sucker. That's how it's supposed to work. Oh, did I forget to put those guys back in the bag? Oh, whoopsie! Alright, 1 bad guy dead. And I'm going to move 1, 2, 3, 4 spaces. Oh, that's a terrible idea. I want my Argonian guy to get all the nasties. 1, 2. Alright, now he's technically the closest. Alright, all these go in my cooldown track. What else? What else? What else? Yeah, I'm done. He can't do anything. He has to attack adjacent only. That guy turn. Harpy is going to move 2 towards the nearest target. And at range 2, he's going to be throwing 3 dice. Oof. That's a lot. This guy might not last long. But I need him to get... I need him to take some of this. Good luck. Good luck, buddy. 2! He could take 2. He's got a damage reduction of 1. Boom. That's how it's supposed to work. And then this guy's going to move 2. Round 2. I do 2 damage to somebody in range. 1 damage because of his damage reduction. Then I get to recover, because I wasn't doing that before. Can't believe I forgot the basic mechanic of the game. Last fight. What an idiot. Again, my name is 5XP. What I do is I forget rules that are important, integral to the mechanic of the game that cause major headaches. So, if you see one, call it out, laugh with us, and let's continue. Alright, so I shot my starter, I recovered, now I can move and engage. I gotta blast that stinking harpy out of the sky, and I don't know how to do that without doing it. Oh, I can't! See, he ignores everything if I'm not adjacent. Alright, I guess I'm going after the bandit. He's got 4 health and 1 damage reduction. Let's get back to sniping then. Alright, rolling a whole bunch of snipes. Oh, I like that. I'm gonna set this one to 2. That's a dead dude. That's 6 damage minus 1, but penetrated. That dude didn't know what was coming. All right, now I can move. What is his target? So targeting on chips, the way that Chip Theory Games does it, it's right here. So this guy is going to target everything nearby the weakest. So if it were pointed up, it'd be the strongest, and that just means your current like health stack. So he's going to hit both of us if we're adjacent to him. I don't know if I want to be adjacent to him right now. So I'm going to move only one. And then at this, maybe at the start of my next turn, I'll move in for the attack. All right, so I'm done. Now my teammate here, he's going to move one. He's going to roll 2 dice, 2 attack die, and then daze. Daze was, do I have to do damage to do daze? No, just after the engage, apply daze. I don't think it's going to really matter too much because that harpy isn't going to move. Oh, actually, I'm not moving. I'm not moving at all. Because we forgot one extra thing about this chip. His range is 2. So he's going to hit every weak enemy at range 2. And this is pretty much just every enemy at 2. So I don't want to be within 2. You klutz. Alright, here is my Argonian Stalker's attack, which is not going to do anything unless it's 4, right? Yeah, so 3. So he's just going to sit there and take his attention. Alright. Yeah, 3 damage. He's got 3 damage reduction, but he's going to daze him. Well, he's not going to do much at all, is he? Just be a target. Alright, so bad guy turn. He's rolling 3 dice. Now, if he moves, he's not attacking because he's dazed. Or if he's attacking, he's not moving. So I'm not going to be... I could choose him to just move and not attack, which would... I think I like that better. I think I'm going to have him move because he's going to want to try to get into range of as many as possible. And now he can't roll dice. Okay. So now it's my turn again. 3. I do 2 damage to him, but it doesn't do squat. I get 2 dice back. I have to move in order to do anything to him. I can't roll my... Man. Okay. I can't roll my purple die against an adjacent opponent. So I think what I'm going to do is just to try to get some tenacity. I'm going to roll this. So my 2 acrobat die, my tenacity die, and a regular old combat die. And it will not get flipped to a 2 because I'm not using my bow, I'm adjacent. So right now I guess what I'm looking for is just a whole bunch of true damage tenacity to throw on this guy. We'll see. Because I gotta be adjacent to do it. Okay. So I get 3 tenacity. And it gets drained. So I'm at 4. That's looking good. If I move through my do 2, which doesn't do anything, I get 4 movement, and I do 1 damage. This is not great. As far as how to take this guy down, this is not great. None of it says I have to keep it. But I will keep... Honestly, I will keep this one. But I'm gonna throw these back. I'm not gonna use them at all. And I'll use my tenacity to do probably lethal arrow. Oh no, I can't. I have to be stinking. This is the worst enemy for me ever. Because I have lethal arrow, I have to be in ranged, and if I'm in ranged, I can't target an adjacent guy. Oh my gosh, how am I going to defeat this thing? My stalker buddy can't do enough damage, and I can't do true damage unless I'm adjacent. I can't do my adjacent on my arrows. What the hell am I going to do? Oh man, that is a very tricky thing. Huh. I'm going to have to recover. I'm going to have to use my tenacity instead of using my arrows. I'm going to have to use it to recover using my necklace to get all my white die and just super punch him to death, right? It's the only thing I can think of. Okay. So I got tenacity, so I can do that twice. And that's the only thing I can think of. All right, I'm done. My companion's rolling 2 dice, not bypassing the armor, just hanging out. All right, now bad guy. Oh, well, he dazes him. Honestly, we'll just do that. So then he moves to get in range of 2 people. Can't roll dice. So it's our turn. Oh my gosh, this is not pleasant. This is like a real bad stalemate kind of situation. On my turn, I do 2 damage to him. He does absolutely nothing to him because of his damage reduction. I recover. I mean, I could move 4 more. Actually, let's do that. Let's get over here with my free movement. Let's see what that legendary is. Maybe there's something here that I can use here. Berserker's Medallion, Keepsake. If this item is right side up, you may flip it upside down to take 1 free turn after your current turn. If your adventurer is defeated while this item is upside down, flip it right side up. Interesting. Okay. So it's not used, expended, discarded. It is a keepsake that just gives you another turn, and if you die, it flips back up. That's kind of neat. Doesn't help me so much. But I am going to take this and get rid of my quiver, because I don't see me using the quiver anymore. All right. So that was my movement. My start of turn movement from my acrobatics. Now I'm going to recover, but I'm going to spend 2 tenacity to recover 4. So basically everything, because I have to have everything. Now I'm adjacent to him. I'm going to roll. Jeez, I don't know. Right now, the thing that's in my brain as far as trying to figure rules is this acrobat die, the thing that allows me to move through and do damage. Is that isolated, or is it considered cumulative on the damage I've done on the round, and therefore his damage reduction won't count? Question for later. Somebody comment on the video, let me know what you think about that one. All right, but I think I'm just going to be chucking oodles of dice at this guy. Again, and just praying and hoping. The only other thing I could do is barrage. All right, so I'm going to punch him on this turn. The next turn, I'm going to back up and roll barrage and just keep going until that one fails. All right, but we're going to roll this one and hope I get tenacity on this. All right, punching him in the face. Oh, I got those tenacities. All right. I don't know if I needed that many. All right, so we will use this one as tenacity. All right. These, I don't really want to use those. So that was worthless. I think next turn we're gonna have to go and do the barrage trick. And we'll see. Bye, family. And my guy moves up. Hits him for 3. Again, smacks into his armor, does nothing but give him a daze. Bad guy moves away. Removes the daze. This guy's really annoying. It's gonna take all hour to get this down. I'm gonna on the video on demand, I'm just gonna be fast forwarded. I'm gonna do the little VCR lines. Fast forward this thing. All right. Now round up Going to 5. Biv. Yeah, otherwise otherwise we're just gonna get encumbered like mad here. I have no choice. Alright, my turn. I do 2 damage to him. I recover. I'm going to barrage the ever-living piss out of him. I'm going to try to damage reduction him. I'm going to try to roll... Yeah, I'm just going to take 2 true damage on this, I'm sure. But we're going to try it. Alright, so these 2 are just for damage. This is for 1 of the damage reduction. And this is hopefully just doing 2 damage over and over and over and over and over and over and over. Okay, I'm liking this one so far. Okay, so that one gets turned to a 2 because of my bow. Alright, so right now we're doing 4 damage. Alright, with 1 damage reduction. And then we do 2 more. So let's... How do I keep track of that here? Let's use one of these. So this does 2, and I'm going to re-roll. That does 2 more. I think this is how it's supposed to work. And then it breaks and does 2 damage to me. So 2 true damage to me. Let's total it up. And then, unless I drain all these dice, which I don't want to do. So I'm taking 2 true damage. And I'm at 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 damage with 1 damage reduction. So I'm doing 6 damage. Did I? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes! It's over!
We did it!
We did it!
It's over! Okay. Oh, thank God I had some way of getting that guy. Otherwise, I thought I was gonna lose. Stalemate. Nasty stalemate. Oof. And I thought I was gonna get maximum over fatigue. Yeah, that would have been bad. Alright, so... Let's see. Nobody stole it. Oh, shoot. No, nobody stole anything. Because they kept having to back up. Nice. But I did forget about that. Total 5 XP moment. High five. If it is successful, complete this quest, gain 2 XP. So I'm at 4. 4 XP. Then each adventure may remove 2 dice from their cooldown for each HP on the chip. Alright, didn't have to worry about that. Boom. Wow. Certainly, and okay, bye Argonian dude who did absolutely nothing except help me win with his amazing daze feature. Oh, that did help. That did help a lot. Didn't do any damage, but did enough. All right, yeah, we're looking real good time-wise here. All right, so I end with 3. I did get that loot. I got that Berserker medallion, which, I don't know, may come into play. Getting an extra turn is really nice. Alright, so now we're at I finished the encounter step, now we're on the reward step. Gain rewards. And was that on? Yes, it was. So we're going to get 2 tenacity. So we're at max. Prepping for the next fight. Excellent. Increase party dial. All right, right. We got 2 XP. 24. Let's see, any other rewards, items, advancements? Nope. Untrain, gain advancements. All right, I am spending 3 XP to increase my recover to 3. And so I'm now at 1 XP. Let's see, and that's it. That's all. And then we're ending the day. We activate the province effect. What the effect is, it's pissing me off. It's now rainy. So we're moving 2. It's still gonna get us to the Black Rose prison next turn. So we're good there. And then we heal 2. Recover 2. Didn't need to. And then that's it. So we will start day 10 on Friday. So next Friday, start day 10. All right. So what do? We got like 2 big battles, a whole bunch of movement. I think we did 3 battles. I think we did 3 battles today. So it's starting to flow better, right? Each time, it's starting to flow better. Like, I will be taking this game to Gen Con. Absolutely. So, hell, if you want to play with me at Gen Con, post a comment. Let me know. Because I will definitely be bringing this along with my giant Santa Claus satchel of games to Gen Con. But this one I think is fun, and I think it would be even more fun with more players. And I don't think it would suffer from the same potential turn length that, like, Too Many Bones sometimes taking, like, it just takes some time. Maybe not in the turns, but in the upgrades, like in the after effects, like some figuring out what branching die to add can sometimes be a little bit time consuming. I think this one is a lot quicker. So I'm totally digging this one. I'm ready for the Black Rose Prison Clash. Next one, which might be a delve. I don't know, we're gonna find out. We're gonna find out. So on Friday, next week, 10 o'clock, we'll start right where we are. We'll start at day 10 and move on to the prison, read the quest, and do that. Well, now I don't know how long that's going to take. It might, maybe it's only 1 battle left in this whole quest. I don't know, but we don't have enough time for it today. So we're going to do that next week. So the next time I'm live will be Tuesday. I will recover from my weekend of hockey. I've got at least 3 games, hopefully 4. That would be, you know, the win. Like, that means we win tonight and make it to the championship game, whether we win or not. I don't care. I think it's a big deal just getting into that game for our team. Woof, woof, woof. Ooh, my doggo sees a squirrel. Squirrel's back on the menu, boys. All right. Besides that, any comments, critiques, anything you have on the way I play, keep it nice, keep it civil, internet, and we'll see if we can't change that for next time. But I'm gonna go check out the trade deadline log and see why my phone was been blowing up the whole stinking session today. So who knows what the hell's happening there. But I will see you guys Tuesday. All right. Adios, amigos. Thanks for joining. Thanks for hanging. Yep. Adios. My Forrest Gump wave. High fives. And we'll catch you guys later. Thanks for joining.